Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now. Choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Yes, the football fever is on. It's AFCON 2023 and the Scorpions are back at it again. The National Coordinating Committee, of course, the Scorpions return from Saudi and the team will have an exhibition training at the Independence Stadium. On the Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. It has been over 2 years when Gambians got the chance to watch these boys play at home. You have the opportunity. Come around. VIP tickets, $500. Covered pavilion, $300. Other uncovered pavilions, $200. It's the NCC. Fill the stands of a new stadium to watch the boys for the last time before they head off to Cote d'Ivoire. Yes, the football fever is on. It's AFCON 2023 and the Scorpions are back at it again. The National Coordinating Committee, of course, the Scorpions return from Saudi and the team will have an exhibition training at the Independence Stadium. On the Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. It has been over 2 years when Gambians got the chance to watch these boys play at home. You have the opportunity. Come around. VIP tickets, $500. Covered pavilion, $300. Other uncovered pavilions, $200. It's the NCC. Fill the stands of a new stadium to watch the boys for the last time before they head off to Cote d'Ivoire.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is another special broadcast as we bring you our serialized coverages of the Gambia's participation in the Africa Cup of Nations. They are in the last minutes of their preparations to get to Cote d'Ivoire, Yamoussoukro to be precise, to battle with the Lions of Senegal and also the indomitable Lions of Cameroon and as well as the Sili National of Guinea. Those are going to be their matches. Some 10, 20 years ago, Gambians would say, oh, JJ Okocha is my star, Samuel Eto'o is my star. I want to watch the players like Patrick Mboma, Kalusha Boualier, and some of those African legends in the 90s and the early 2000s. But now, we can talk about our own players. I want to watch Musa Barrow play. I want to watch Mohamed Badamosi. I want to watch Hassan Cisse. I want to watch some of the players in the national team. A whole lot of choices. We have Gambians who play in the UEFA Champions League. We watched them play Sedi Janko, Ibrahim Colley, as well as Yankuba Minte. who had done very well. Some of their teams, okay, were knocked out of the Champions League, but now plays in the UEFA Europa League. Progress for Gambian football, and that is something that we will always celebrate. And most of these players, the good thing is they started here at home. They were playing in the streets, on the dusty pitches, and then transition play in the academies, played first, second division, and went all the way. Some were scouted by the international agents and scouts around the world. Some they travel on their own, and they become professional footballers. So football is huge. Gambian football, we want it to reach to the highest level. That's why QCell comes with this partnership to be the official partner, GSM partner of the national team. And in that series of events today also, that historic signing ceremony between the state broadcaster GRTS and QCell to show all the matches on GRTS television. You wouldn't miss a single action as far as the Africa Cup of Nations is concerned. Well, still on some of the things that we have for you, the coach of the Gambia team, the national team, the Scorpions, Tom Saintfiet, also on arrival at the airport, spoke to our reporter at Q Radio, that is Amadou Tamba, and this is what he had to say.
To arrive in Ivory Coast and to start the final touch of training, but I'm very positive.
Coach, quickly take us through. How was the training camp in Saudi?
Yeah, we were hoping to start a little bit earlier, but we left on Monday the 1st of January from all different destinations to Saudi. On Tuesday morning we arrived there, and at that moment not everyone was there yet, but I have to say we had a very good hotel, we had very good training infrastructure, the weather was good, and I was very satisfied with the players and the staff. It was very good cooperation, everyone was working very hard. It was a moment for me to work on two things, both tactically to get things ready for the first game against Senegal, but also physically to give some push because we have players. Some players played on Monday still with their clubs. Other players were playing for a long period, not football anymore. But I'm very satisfied. On the end of the camp, I look back very positive. Hopefully we can in the coming days maintain that positive mood and be ready to face Senegal.
What assurance do you have for Gambians as far as you've been back in Africa?
In football you have no assurance, but we go there to battle, to fight. We tasted the glory of winning matches at AFCON. We tasted the glory of going to the second round and even quarter-final. And every one of us want to repeat that. We know it will be very difficult because the opponents are very tough, even more tough than before. But we are not afraid of anyone. We're going to take the underdog role because that's normal in this situation when you face these opponents. But we are not afraid of everyone and anyone, and we will battle. And I'm at the moment after this week training camp, I'm very positive. We can do some surprises there.
Well, Gambians and everybody online has waited for that final list. But finally, they got it to CAF. Is it still a tactical move for you?
Yeah, for me, I mean, there were three reasons why we didn't want to give the tactical list before. The first one was that we didn't want to inform our opponents too early. And okay, CAF gave it 2 days ago, but still it was later than all the opponents gave it, because the moment we get the list from Senegal or Cameroon, we analyze it and we're going to check who is there, who is not there. So we wanted to wait as long as possible. The second thing was that till Thursday, not the whole team was in camp. There were players who were still at club duties, and you could do still some changes if someone had an injury. So it would be stupid to announce 27 and someone drops out and you have to call another one. And the last thing was, I had an agreement with you all, the media, that I would announce the squad for the media so that the media could ask questions. And for me that was important, to be face to face with the media, to be available for you guys to answer every question you have, why this one is in the selection or that one. So that was the idea about it. And that it's now 2 days earlier out, for me it's not a problem. We knew the squad already very long, and we know also that when we train there are videos, there are cameras, there are pictures. The squad was already out before CAF announced it, and that's not a problem for me. But at least we delayed it a little bit compared to our opponents.
Tom, happy faces from the players in the Saudi training camp. What is fundamental about that, and how were you able to build on that going into this Cup of Nations?
First of all, we have a fantastic group of players. The reason they are selected is because of their mentality and because of their quality. They are eager to represent the Gambia at AFCON. They are eager to work very hard, and it's a dream for everyone to be there. Secondly, we worked very well. The atmosphere was good. We had a good hard work rate. We did some intense sessions. We did tactical sessions, and the tactical sessions went step by step better because we had to teach them a little bit. So it was a positive vibe, plus very good hotel, good food, good training ground, good weather. All the things help to have the smiling faces, and I hope we can keep the smiling faces for a few weeks more.
Coach, you have a lot of players making their first debut to AFCON. What have you installed in them to make sure that we follow the same history that was made in Cameroon? Knowing your first game is against the champions and the derby game for every Gambian is anticipating.
Yeah, that's the Gambia coach there, Tom Saintfiet, speaking to a group of journalists there at the Banjul International Airport upon their arrival from Saudi Arabia from a training camp. Well, Amadou, some very funny things there that the coach talks about. Yeah, he knew the journalists obviously were there with their cameras. They would capture the faces of the players, and people back home would know. Then why keep the list? And yesterday we've talked about it, but at the end of the day, he has his reasons. He's talking about the reason is because he doesn't want his opponents to know his tactics early and things like that, because by knowing the number of players that he have, who is in and who is out and all of that. But he's confronted with the question. Now he said he doesn't have any problems with it. Okay, the team is out because the journalist got it from the CAF website.
Well, Gajaga, I think Tom is an interesting coach. To me, like I said yesterday, I'm not in agreement with him. I don't agree as to the time he decided to call on his 27-man squad, because I believe Gambians deserved to know the team from him, not from the Confederation of African Football, because he's the coach, and every other coach in the African continent absolutely revealed the list to the media and to the public of that country. But Tom decided to do it in a different way, send the list to CAF on the 3rd of January, and you know, once it gets to CAF, if it has a day or 2 days, it will be out to the public. So that is the aspect that I don't agree with him. I think the Gambian fans and the Gambian people should have gotten the list from him rather than getting it from the Confederation of African Football. But again, I respect his decision because he's the head coach.
Yeah, he's the coach, of course.
He's
employed. We can criticize all we want, but
exactly.
At the end of the day, he has the final say.
He has the final say, and he's employed to do the job. The way I'm looking at Tom is like he knows what he's doing. Hands down. Either you agree with him or you don't agree, but he knows what he's doing. Why? Because there is going to be a lot of psychological battle in this group, whether people like it or not.
And that's pre-game.
Absolutely.
Even before a ball is kicked.
Yes, even before a ball is kicked. And football matches are not only played within the 90 minutes. Football matches are won behind the scene. That is why he's doing his utmost best to keep his players focused, no distraction, and this is also one of them. Because once Cameroon goes through the net and try to find out about the Gambia or Senegal, they will go there, and still Gambia hasn't released a list. So who are you going to prepare to tackle or so? So that is why I said the coach absolutely knows what he's doing. He is playing his cards well. Let's all pray that whatever he's doing brings us good results in the tournament, because Senegal will absolutely do their utmost best to come around and do whatever they're supposed to do to get a result against the Gambia. That is why you go to certain national teams or certain clubs, they employ a psychologist. And Tom can be a very good psychologist with what he is doing with the national team, from the list, the players, and so he know that when they go to Saudi Arabia, the federation's media will be there. Once you take the pictures, we all know the players, even if you don't write their names. So before CAF even came up with a list. We know the 27 that is in Saudi Arabia. He knew that, and he never had a problem with that. And he's coming to Banjul, and of course, he's already here. There's supposed to be a press conference today where he will answer questions. And so, to me, I think it could have come earlier than today. Why? Because as we speak, I think everybody in the country needs to come under one umbrella, see the positive side of it, continue to pray for the boys, for them to have a good competition in the African Cup of Nations. Yes, player X is selected. Why didn't you select player Y? Those are questions that will come.
But you know, Amadou, we would still do that.
Yes.
We would still have that question.
Those are questions that will come.
Why that player?
And he's prepared for it. He's
yes.
absolutely prepared for it.
So that is so excited about that press conference. Yeah, I can't wait to get the chance to ask the question.
And one thing that I defy a little bit, in his interview, you had him saying, I had an agreement with the journalist that I will unveil the list at a press conference today. No, that's no way near an agreement.
Well, I think that one is in the past now, because there is no point. People already had the list. Unless if you want to repeat the names of the players, getting them and talking about it.
And even the questions of player X is there, why player A is not there, I think the substance that it should have gained earlier is not there anymore.
Because now they're in already. Except injury, then because there is a window in which if a player is injured, he could be replaced.
Yes.
Like yesterday, we also online that Nigeria, one of their top players who is doing very well in the German Bundesliga, Victor Boniface, had an injury, which is a big blow for them, and then he had to go back to his club to recuperate. So that's a difficult one. So that would happen in the competition if you have a player who has a major injury and he wouldn't be fit for your subsequent games. You could replace it, but it has to go through a process. So that's one bit of it. But for the coach, I'm so certain questions like his tactics, his defensive approach. Yes, it brought results, but it's not something that the ordinary fan would like. Watching the team play defensively and then try to hit the opponents on the counter. And it hasn't always worked.
Football is a tactic-based game. Once you get the tactics right, you win games. And tactically, coaches also get the better of one another. And look, I will be surprised if Tom changes to a different tactical approach in these games that we're going in. To me personally, it's my opinion. I am not against any coach who employs a defensive setup in a game. But you know that you cannot defend for 90 minutes.
It's not possible.
It's not possible for you to defend for 90 minutes.
Players are not machines, they're not robots.
All right.
They'll make mistakes.
Once you set up a defensive system, I think you need to get a very sharp and intelligent midfielder who can play a penetrating pass in a fraction of a second. And you need to get players who are very much pacey up front. And you need to get that clinical striker. So within 2, 3 touches or 4 touches, you'll be able to get a goal. And that is why, that is where the selection of who is to start and who is not to start is of particular concern to me. Because the personnel that we are to start in that game against Senegal is absolutely very important. We will definitely defend. I know that. Unless he proves me wrong, but I know we will definitely defend against Senegal. Now, when we defend against Senegal, where do we need to cut the Senegalese unaware, or where do we need to surprise the Senegalese? That is where we need to get a midfielder who is very intelligent enough, can play the penetrating passes, and we need to get the pacey players, and we need to get the striker who will absolutely have to put it in the back of the net. So we need to get a good defensive setup. Transition needs to be there. We need to get a very fast transitional game, and we need to get a very clinical forward that will be there to get us the chances. Even the games that we defended against Ivory Coast and stuff, we defended, but when we know that we have to attack, we absolutely have to attack and create chances. My problem is defending. When we get the ball, we hit it forward, it comes back to us.
I was going to come there. Yes, often people tell us shut up, because what you're talking about, basically, your football knowledge is not up to standard. The coach knows what he's talking about. But we all watch football on television. We all love football. So one or two things, obviously, you will learn about tactics. You will know how teams play in transition, how they get goals, how they defend, and all of that. But for the Gambia, when we play, especially the last two games in the World Cup qualifiers against Burundi, against Cote d'Ivoire, most especially. Yes, Cote d'Ivoire is a big team. You're playing against them. You don't want to open up, because if you open up, you play 50 against them. You should be able to, maybe they can punish you by more goals or so. So you don't want to open up to them. You want to defend and hit them on the counter. But the way we do it, in that game, you have Gambian players at the back, even where we get a situation where it's a goal kick, the goalkeeper takes a long clearance, it goes up front there, Asensi is the lone man up front, he can't even get the ball. How do you expect him to play? How can we score a goal in that kind of formation? So I think, for me, that's my downsides when it comes to the defensive aspect of football. But you can defend, if you get the ball, you possess it, and then attack. And if you create a chance, maybe one or two of your strikers or anybody who has the opportunity to score the goal. But defending throughout... You're
very right. You're very right. To me, that is why I said I don't have a problem with the coach defending or setting up a defensive tactics, because you need to protect your goal. And so that when you get that one goal, your opponents will find it very difficult to score. And again, just as you said, you cannot win games if you don't score goals. And you cannot score goals when you don't have the ball. So you defend very well, get the ball. When you get the ball, you have to make it count. And once we get the ball, in trying to play forward, if you get a quick transition of players being confident enough, bold enough to keep the possession and transit it very well into midfield and then into attack, we'll be able to score any team that we face in this African Cup of Nations. We have a very clinical forward line. If Minte is to start, if Ali is to start, if Hassan is to start, if Badamosi is to start, if Musa Barrow is to start, though we are missing Ibrahim Colley and Abdoulaye Jallow against Senegal, but we absolutely have a very good front line that can put any team in trouble. So that is why we have to defend very well, get the ball and transit quickly to go and get the goals. I know and I expect us to defend against Senegal, Guinea, and Cameroon. But where my worry is, when we have the ball, we have to make sure it counts. Look, the game that we played against DR Congo in the final qualifiers for this AFCON, if we did not get that zeal, did not get that courage to keep the ball and go forward, we would not have gotten those two goals. The first goal that we scored was a delivery, and it eluded everybody in the box, and Yankuba Minte was at the far end just to tap it home. The second ball was Ibu Toure coming forward, advancing. Ibu Toure was a left back, advancing forward as a striker, get the ball, played it onto Musa Barrow. He picked up his head and just spinned a ball into the area. Badamosi rose the highest and get a connection to that ball into the back of the net. So these are details that we absolutely have to make it count. And I know the coach will be doing his utmost best together with the technical team to look at those details. I know they will reflect on what happened against Ivory Coast and Burundi as well, to know that once we get the ball, kicking it forward just like that doesn't help us. Once we get the ball, let us be confident enough to keep the ball. Once we keep the ball and attack any team, we are there to pose problems to any team that we face in this competition. Because, I mean, Yankuba Minte, we saw what he did against Atletico Madrid. The lad is confident. He likes taking on defenders. And this is one aspect in his game that we have to make sure we utilize in Ivory Coast. Yankuba doesn't go back. All he knows is get the ball, attack your opponent. Either you beat past him or set up your teammate to make sure chances are created and scored. So, come on, we have nothing to lose in Ivory Coast. Let's take it to them.
Or maybe we win even a foul. Yeah. Yes, in our serialized videos at the airport, Amadou also spoke to some of the players. One of them is the youngster who is making his, debut in the Gambia national team as far as the AFCON is concerned. That is Yankuba Minte. He plays for Feyenoord Rotterdam in the Dutch Eredivisie on loan from Newcastle United.
How fruitful was the training camp in Saudi? How fruitful was the training camp? How fruitful was the training camp in Saudi? How fruitful was the training camp?
I would say it was good, really good. Good trainings, good matching. So good for the team, good for the guys. So yeah, I think we're ready to compete in AFCON now. Do a great AFCON. Thank you.
Yeah, training was good. We prepared to come back so but because training I think is effective and yeah, more than the best training dura fana pour kaka effective and then game ko na mara ba training pour kaka wanyama fana. Yeah, I'm content that we are back because nina ma mira ko mbo fara new stage of African Cup national play but bimba tembera so I'm content back. I'm very happy for it. Yeah.
Yankuba, tell me how you feeling right now as a youngster gearing up to your first AFCON tournament.
Yeah, I'm feeling so good about it because I think this is a dream come true for me because I've been dreaming about this since I was young, so I achieve it now and then yeah, I'm very happy about it. Yeah.
It's a huge game, Gambia, Senegal. How are you the players taking up to this game?
Yeah, we are not taking it easy because we know it's not an easy opponent. So we're ready for them and then I know they also are ready for us because it's a big game and it's a derby. It's a like neighbor thing, you know, and it's not going to be easy. Yeah.
Finally, how was the training camp in Saudi Arabia? Because we see that all of you are excited in this training camp.
Yeah, the training camp was effective and I think it was very, very good for us because we trained together and then now we know what we can do together. We have to come back as a team and then play the game. Yeah.
Let me say to your Gambian fans who are jeering and excited to see Yankuba Minteh on the pitch in the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah, I think I will thank them first because they have been supporting since day one. So I think they just need to continue the support and then we will try to make them proud, inshallah, by the grace of God.
Gambian winger Yankuba Minteh, who plays for Feyenoord Rotterdam in the Dutch Eredivisie, but on loan from Newcastle United. He played in the UEFA Champions League, had a very fantastic campaign, very good performance in terms of football, and he's the one who orchestrated Gambia's comeback against Congo in the last round of qualifiers. The day which confirms Gambia's qualification to the Africa Cup of Nations for the second time in succession. Well, you want to watch something very interesting as far as Mr. Mohamed Jai is concerned, his football skills and things like that? Let's show you this.
Hello Gambians, I'm sure you are all aware that our gallant Scorpions have qualified to the AFCON this year and they will be on their way soon. They need all the support from us, both financial, moral, spiritual, everything. Let's work together and get the cup here in Gambia. QCell is the official GSM partner for AFCON. We are proud to be the official GSM partner. We want to wish our gallant Scorpions good luck in all their matches. We hope we will celebrate together when they bring the cup to Gambia. We pray that God guides and protects them and give them victory.
Assalamu alaikum Gambia. Ñun waa QCell ñu ngi ñaanal suñu Scorpions yi pour ñu yàlla may leen ndam si AFCON bi ñoo dem ni Abidjan. Ñu ngi leen di support all the way. Go Scorpions, go Scorpions, go Scorpions.
Welcome back. That video, very interesting. Amadou Tamba, chairman, Mr. Mohamed Jai, had some football skills there. He scored a goal and yeah, beautiful goal.
He's a very good player. I wonder how was he at his youthful age, but I think he's a very good player.
Seemed to be very active. He goes to the gym. He sometimes do a lot of physical exercise, so no doubt about that one. Yes, still talking about the Gambia national team, the Africa Cup of Nations. We are keeping company of the team as they make their way all the way to Cote d'Ivoire. They will be based in Yamoussoukro. And in this group, where they will be facing African champions, our neighbors Senegal, the Teranga Lions, and they will also be playing against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, the Silly National of Guinea. But we are the Scorpions. They are lions. A lion can sting a scorpion, Amadou, and when the scorpion stings a lion, that becomes very hurtful. Absolutely. The venom.
Yeah.
In as much as the lion is a huge animal in the wild, it's like almost a king of the jungle, but when it's been stung by a scorpion, that's going to be a tough one, huh?
Sure, it's really going to be a tough one, and it will go years before the lion will forget that sting from the scorpion. So we expect to be, at the end of the day, a good one and a victorious battle for the scorpion, despite the size and whatever. But let us be hopeful.
Let us be hopeful. Football, yes, it's not played in the past. When you're playing a new game against your opponent, all past glories aside, yes, it's important, it's history, it has already happened. But Gambia's game against Senegal previously, the last time we played was in 2008 at senior level. We all know how that game went about. At the Leopold Sédar Senghor Stadium in Dakar, I was there. 1-1, it ended. A last minute goal scored by Aziz Korinyang, and it was a game that really hurt the Senegalese fans. They definitely disapproved that. We were in the stadium in the middle of the pitch up till 1 a.m. because the fans were very aggrieved. You know, they wanted to attack their team boss because of that equalizer. And the team didn't do well in that qualifiers. I think they even finished bottom of that group. Yes, things happen in football. That was in the past, but that Senegal team also was good because it's the same team. Some of the players were not part of it, but the 2002 team, the core of it, Khalilou Fadiga was there. El Hadji Diouf was part of the team. He played, you know, the likes of Djemasi Kamara, Omar Daf, and the others. Some of the core members of the team were still part of it. The home leg, Amadou, I'm so you must have watched it or be at the stadium where Njogu Demba missed those chances. You know, it could have been at least easily 2 or 3-0 Gambia. We were clinical in front of goal. But those things happen in football. And still we go back to some of the interviews that we have at the airport, some of the Gambian players. And one player also who played this year in the UEFA Champions League for young boys is Omar Colley. Omar Colley also is excited to be part of the Scorpions squad for AFCON. Let's hear from him.
Abdoulaye Sanyang alias Bambalai. We also have Ali Fadera, Ali Sow. Omar Colley, E-boy, absolutely having a very great training session in Saudi. Tell us how you're feeling after jetting back to Banjul.
Yeah, it's been an amazing journey for us right now. I think everyone is tired, so we have a very good session in Saudi Arabia. We hope to do things that we already approved there. So it's been a nice process for us right now. So we are hoping to do whatever we think is going to be the best for us, inshallah.
The players look excited. What's the excitement all about?
Yeah, everyone is happy. So everyone is happy to be here. So it is a journey that every Gambian is dreaming to be there, and I think as a player it's also nice to be in this kind of competition. So as you can see, like we're hoping to do what we do better, like the last AFCON.
As Omar Colley, one of Gambia's wingers there, speaking to my colleague Amadou Tamba at the Banjul International Airport upon arrival, and this is a player who scored a goal in the UEFA Champions League. Amadou, is unbelievable to be on the score sheet, even though they ended up being on the losing side against Celtic on that day, but he managed to be on the score sheet.
I think Colley is a very promising youngster. We are fortunate to watch him when he was, of course, a very young boy playing in the National League for Hawks before moving forward to Italy, played for Atalanta, and of course went on loan a certain time, now playing for young boys as well. He's a very fine player, and I think he's one of the players that will be missing in the game against Senegal, and we will really miss a very fruitful player. But it's up to other players to step up, because in a team, once one is missing, others will have to step up to the occasion and tell the coach that, look, I deserve a starting spot in the team. But Omar Colley is very fine.
And he misses because of suspension?
Suspension, yes. Yeah. He picked up a yellow
accumulated yellow cards in subsequent matches.
Sure. He's a player who plays with his heart, because once you're selected to the national team, you have to play your heart out. And you heard from him that the players are excited, they are ready. They want to go beyond where they ended in the last AFCON. So that tells you that the players are motivated, they are ready, they know what is at place. Because in football, you can never say never. And any team that is going into a competition, you cannot say, okay, I am facing big teams, so I will just want to go in there and end in the group stages or so. No, you want to aim high, you want to dream big, and you have to believe in yourself. And once you don't have that belief, it's even better for you not to go into the competition. Before we went to the tournament in Cameroon, a lot of people never gave the Scorpions a chance of qualifying out of that group. So it's more or less the same scenario here. It's even slimmer chances in this group. So these boys know what is at stake, and they're working very hard to make sure they qualify from the group. So E-Boy is one of the players who is very much exciting, and I know a lot of Gambians have faith in him that he is one of those players that can do us good up front, because he has done it at the highest level, at club level, scoring in the UEFA Champions League. Before, we don't have most of the Gambians playing in the Champions League, talk less of a Gambian scoring in the Champions League. So that was a very good record for him and for the Gambia. And in the last game that we lost to Burundi, yes, we had a penalty in the latter stages of the game, and he took the responsibility to take it. As a youngster, most of the players would not dare go closer to the ball even, but he was bold enough to say, okay, come on guys, I will take the responsibility. And he took the responsibility of bearing that penalty. So I think when he comes back in the second game, he will of course do us good, but we hope that the players who will step up to his shoes do us good in the first game against Senegal.
Yes, Omar Colley there, a fantastic player, but he will be missing in the first game alongside Ablai Jallo, Jamano. From the pictures, you could see the national team players and the boss going now to the State House. They left the immigration. That's where their diplomatic passports are confirmed and processed. And still on the serialized interview of the players that we had at the airport, one player in particular, just after Gambia's qualification in the last AFCON at the stadium, a few days later, a reception was organized for them at a hotel. And I spoke to Baboucarr Gaye and asked him if any time he had the chance to be Gambia's #1 choice goalkeeper, how would it feel? Well, this guy defied all the odds, went to the Africa Cup of Nations. Yes, Modou Diop, with all his experience, he's been a goalkeeper for the Gambia, more than a decade he's been in the national team, and you know, Baboucarr Gaye became the lead goalkeeper in that tournament. And until recently, yes, the last World Cup qualifiers, we saw Modou Diop stepped up again. He was the keeper in the match against Burundi and also the match against Cote d'Ivoire. But Baboucarr Gaye is one player who has established himself in the Gambia national team. He's again confident. He spoke to Amadou Tamba at the airport.
All right, Baboucarr Gaye, welcome back to Banjul. Tell us how excited was the training camp in Saudi?
Jeff, it was very good camp. We did all the best that we could on the field, trying to get the tactics in and just absorb everything, have a good spirit, and I think we've done a good job.
You were there in Cameroon when you managed to get the country to the quarterfinals. How excited are you and your colleagues going into another AFCON back-to-back?
I mean, for me personally, it was the best moment in my football career, so I think we're all excited, and we're trying to do everything to get to a stage again.
Are you excited to see Gambian fans again before heading off to Cote d'Ivoire, because tomorrow you are training at the Independence Stadium?
Of course. This is a nice thing that we can do last time I sadly missed to come to Banjul because of the COVID situation in Qatar. So for me personally, it's a very nice thing to be back in Gambia. After a long time, we get to play in at least train in the stadium, not play, but train in the stadium. So it's a very nice thing to happen.
Speaking to Amadou Tamba. Amadou, this is a player who used to play almost like in the fifth tier of German football before he made the move, before he gets into the Gambian national team. At that lower level, I asked him the question, how and when would he want to see himself in the national team? Does he even have any chance of being the Gambia's #1? He defied all odds. In the last AFCON in Cameroon, he becomes Gambia's #1 shot-stopper in goal.
In life, hard work, concentration, determination gets you to any level that you want to be. And I think looking at him, those are some of the issues that, or some of the things that he put in his game. And today he's not regretting, absolutely. He's such a player who is also another confident player, though he's young, coming into the national team at a time when you have Toldo, who was there for a long time and he's still around. And going into a major competition, you have Toldo playing, and once he got that opportunity of being in between the sticks, he owned the place and made Toldo and others sit on the bench and wait for him. And I think it might be a little bit premature as to who is going to start or so, but this boy has a big percentage of being the #1 goalkeeper in that tournament in Ivory Coast, because he's good, he has the confidence, he's very vocal, always communicating, and he's a team player. He's absolutely a team player. And he's very much excited because the last time the team went to Qatar for the training camp before the AFCON in Cameroon, he wasn't lucky to be back in Banjul due to the COVID issue. He was in Qatar for some time before flying to Cameroon to meet up with the team. But now everything is okay. He's coming back to the Gambia. He will be a lot of fans will be opportune to see him live. That is why fans watching at the moment should try to find their way to the stadium to fill the stands and watch these players, have a feel of them before they leave for Ivory Coast. So Baboucarr is a fine goalkeeper, and most of these players know that a very good performance at the AFCON will open the gates for bigger clubs to come your way. So let's hope for the best, but I think he's a fine keeper.
He has a very good hand when it comes to saving penalties, giving his body up, closing the gap, one-on-one situations. We see it's the top goalkeepers in the world who gets into those kind of situations. Is it his height that gives him that advantage? Whenever you have the ball, one-on-one situation with a striker, he will come out with his body, spread his hands wide open, and kind of close the angle for you, the player, the striker who wants to score a goal. He did it against Guinea. He did it against Mali. There was a game, in fact, he saved the penalty. Was it against Tunisia?
Yes.
Yes, he saved the penalty. And he is that kind of an agile goalkeeper. It looks like he has lots of quality.
Absolutely, he has lots of quality. As I said, his height is an advantage for him. Looking at his performances in those games that you made mention, and also in the quarterfinals against Cameroon, he came out and made a very good interception with that Vincent Aboubacar chance.
Yeah, that was going to be in the back of the net.
Absolutely. If not for his save, it was in the back of the net. That was a brilliant save. And also, he's a goalkeeper who is very comfortable with the ball at his feet. He's very, very comfortable. And also, his reflexes are always very good. He knows when to come out. Timing is a key component in goalkeeping. Once a goalkeeper failed his timing, it's always going to be very detrimental to the team that he's facing. So his timing is also very good. And I think he has a long way to go. His confidence is also top-notch. And once you get all those coupled together or combined together as a goalkeeper, I think you have a very bright career. And I think Baboucarr is a very fine goalkeeper. And Sofia will want to keep him, but I think if he goes to this AFCON, especially in the group that we are, if he performs exceptionally well, I think there will be other clubs knocking at his gate, because I know after that Cameroon performance, I think might be 1 or 2 or 3 might say, okay, let's look at this goalkeeper from the Gambia. I think he had a very good performance at the Cup of Nations. And one thing that is not common in goalkeeping at the moment is saving penalties, because most of the goalkeepers absolutely find it very difficult when it comes to penalties. Baboucarr is very good. He saved against Tunisia, and even in our game against Congo, he went the right direction but was unable to get his hand on the ball. So we have a good goalkeeper, and the time has come where our goalkeepers also have to hit the market and play for the top clubs. We have seen other top clubs signing goalkeepers who are absolutely not better than Baboucarr.
Yes, Baboucarr Gaye there, fantastic player, good goalkeeper, has established himself in the Gambia national team. Well, we will take another break again, and after that break, we will continue with the program. Is the Gambia's AFCON campaign, Côte d'Ivoire 2023, as we keep company of the team all the way to Yamoussoukro, and we will be bringing you the updates. We've earlier on talked about the signing ceremony between the state broadcaster GRTS and QCell as the official sponsor for all the matches which will be broadcasted on state television. And, you know, after the short break, we'll be back.
Hello, Gambians. I'm sure you are all aware that our gallant Scorpions have qualified to the AFCON this year, and they will be on their way soon. They need all the support from us, both financial, moral, spiritual, everything. Let's work together and get the cup here in Gambia. QCell is the official GSM partner for AFCON. We are proud to be the official GSM partner. We want to wish our gallant Scorpions good luck in all their matches. We hope we will celebrate together when they bring the cup to Gambia. We pray that God guides and protects them and give them victory.
Assalamualaikum Gambia, ñun waa QCell ñu ngi ñaanal suñu Scorpions yi pour ñu yàlla may leen ndam si AFCON bi ñoo dem ni Abidjan. Ñu ngi leen di support all the way. Go Scorpions, go Scorpions, go Scorpions.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Soro. Go. Ebe dawa full network suda tili. QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network dumala geta wati. QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam pona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria. QCell suñu boss. Nyo finjeka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus, and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Itella moldi milka kukutol nati Gambia. QCell made lori la kilianol yele imanjina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell suñu boss. QCell.
Sunny Bus.
QCell, Sunny Bus, QCell.
Sunny Bus.
One next one of the Bambandi QCell.
Sunny Bus.
QCell most innovative QCell.
Sunny Bus.
This is a special broadcast about the Gambia's participation in the Africa Cup of Nations, where we are keeping the team company. QCell, the official GSM partners, and also QCell sponsored the coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations on state TV, that is GRTS, where you will be watching the matches all live throughout the competition. Not only Gambia's games, but even other matches as well. But I'm sure you're more particular about the Gambia's national teams' results, their game against Senegal, their game against Cameroon, their game against Guinea. You would want to get all the updates. Obviously, you would get all of that as far as QCell is concerned. And when it comes to the national team, they're still on the journey to go to the State House, where they will meet the Vice President of the country, Mr. Mohamed Jallow, and, you know, in that ceremony, he will hand over the battle flag to them in a ceremony where the players would be giving the assurance of the whole country's support, and equally, they will take that battle flag to go and represent the Gambia, represent us well in the Africa Cup of Nations in that competition in Yamoussoukro. But since this is a national matter and we all know every one of you loves football and you want to be part of football always, if you're just joining us on QTV, you have the chance to talk to us now, to talk about the national team. How happy are you? How excited are you to see the Gambia getting this far, reaching their second Africa Cup of Nations competition in succession? The number, if you want to join us right now, to have you say is 5050505. Yes, that's the number, 5050505. That's the number if you want to connect with us and talk to us about the Gambia's national team. As a fan, as a supporter sitting at home, you would be watching the matches. What's your comment? What have you seen so far? What are you impressed about the national team? All positive energy to keep the Scorpions company as they make their way to the Africa Cup of Nations for the second time. Amadou, we can't wait. The clock is ticking. The countdown is on. We are getting closer every day. And it's going to be on Monday, the Gambia playing against Senegal.
We sleep, we wake up with the AFCON fever. Anywhere we go to, we are, of course, thinking about this AFCON. And yesterday I was like talking to someone, it was like, is Gambia playing the opening game with Senegal or so? I was like, no.
Somebody asked me again today in the morning. Coincidence.
Exactly. I was like, no. The reason why people are putting a lot of emphasis and a lot of focus on Gambia Senegal is because that's the first game of the Gambia in the competition and in the group as well. And that is also the first game of Senegal as champions. That is the first game they're playing in the African Cup of Nations this year. So that is why a lot of emphasis and a lot of focus is put in this game. When you go to Ivory Coast, you go to Guinea-Bissau, they're putting a lot of emphasis on Ivory Coast, Guinea-Bissau, because that is the opening game. And that is also games that involves their countries. So we are focused about this game because it's Gambia. And Gambia is what we own. Gambia is what we love. Gambian football is what we love about, talking about. So that is why we focus on this game. And the excitement will continue. But hey, Gajaga, that Monday morning when we wake up, knowing that now it's today is the D-Day, that the Gambia is going to face Senegal.
Hours, minutes, seconds, and here we go.
The president should declare Monday public holiday. Yes, the game is playing at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
And that is an official working hour. From 2 to 4,
yes.
People will not want to leave their offices, rushing back home, trying to watch this game.
Let's jump in here. We have a caller. Somebody wants to talk to us. The national team, the Gambia, the Scorpions. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ibrahim Asise. I'm calling from Bundwa.
Okay, Ibrahima. You want to say something about the national team?
Yeah,
Just listen to us on your telephone.
For the program.
Yes.
Yeah, the program is very successful. Yeah, and then the second thing, then we are very happy why Mohamed Dia is the QCell is the partner of the National Scorpion.
Yes, just go ahead. Don't listen to yourself on the telephone.
Then like we said, then the third thing is just what Amatamba was saying that about Tom Saintfiet issue to regarding of the team, the selection.
Okay.
If Kun Orek Bahna, everybody who they select for the National Scorpion, let's go with one umbrella, and then we go there and success, and then we support the boys, and then let the boys come with the victory. Yeah, I support Amatamba. Amatamba is a big brother to me. He's my role model. So I like somebody who always contribute about the Gambian issue. So that's why I say Amatamba, big salute for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Amadou, there you go. Thank you very much, caller. Somebody says, thank you, Amadou Tamba. He likes what you're doing, which often comes with this job.
Sure.
Yeah, people call and say, hey, I like the way you present, I like the way you do this and all of that. You just don't need to get it into your head because you're doing a job. Like
exactly.
Yeah, but what he talks about, that, yeah, the coach, he has already selected his team.
Sure.
So now all we need is to support the team.
Yeah, that is why I said the list should have been out long time. It will give Gambians the chance and the room to criticize.
A caller is going to interrupt you. Thank you very much. It's now their time.
Sure.
Yes, hello caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Sekou Javi from Brufut.
Sekou from Brufut. Sekou, tell us about your excitement for the national team. Sekou, are you there?
From Brufut. My name
yes,
is Sekou Javi.
I understand. Yes, definitely. Go ahead straight and talk about the national team, Gambia.
Yeah, we are very happy about the team for appearing for the second time again in the AFCON.
Yes, go ahead, Sekou.
Yeah, we are expecting a lot from them because they are representing us in Ivory Coast as the ambassadors of Gambia. So we are very happy about the team, and our match with Senegal is very important for us.
Are you confident?
Because these are the defending champions of Africa.
Sekou, are you confident about Senegal's game?
As new in the AFCON, like this is the second appearance, we are expecting a lot from them.
Okay.
And secondly, our match with Cameroon also is going to be very, very important because they beat us for the first time. So I don't think the Scorpions, any team can beat them again for the second time. We, the fans, have hope about the team that they are going to beat Cameroon also. Okay. We are expecting a lot from them. Okay. They are the ambassadors representing us at the embassy there in Ivory Coast. That embassy is going to be stopped down for a while, then the team will take over. So we are very happy about them. We are very, very happy about the team.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. So the Gambian embassy in Cote d'Ivoire will hold on for a little while. It's the national team that's going to be the ambassadors while they're competing in the Africa Cup of Nations. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, they're giving diplomatic passports today, so they're diplomats.
Diplomats representing the Gambia. Well, if you're just joining us, this is a special broadcast. We're talking about the Gambian national team, QCell, official partners as far as the GSM is concerned for the national team, the Scorpions, and also all matches will be broadcast live on GRTS television, where QCell is again the sponsors. They're behind it. They want you to watch the national team in your bedroom, wherever you are, whether you can get all the action. We have another caller again. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Omar Colley.
Omar Colley from where?
Calling from Dipakunda.
Okay, Omar, national team, Scorpions.
Wow.
Wow.
Bro, Ben affaire rek sun team is okay, you understand.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, everything is good. Sun team bi yofa ngi baax, you understand. Waaye ñun luñ bëgg ngeen dimbale ñu.
Wow.
Sun coach bi wax leen ko mu bàyyi defensive play.
Wow.
Defensive play na bàyyi boobu noonu.
Boobu noonu mu attaque. Waaw su attaqué nag ñu score ñu 5-0 nag.
so ñu loolu leen bëgg daal all Gambians daal loolu leen bëgg na gën a mu play
waaw mu gën a mu play waaw soo génnee nga play ak réew bu mel ni Sénégal nag suñu la score 5 not nag ma ne nga ne mu génn mu play
yes
waaw su play ak réew boo xam ne comme Sénégal players yu baax yu mu am comme su génnee mu play suñu score 5 nag ma loolu óor na
non waaye sil naa dañ xam ne génn na play na sil naa Gambien dañ xam ne dëgg la génn na play na
ok tigi wow, okay. Jërëjëf. Thank you very much. Amadou, he says he's not in support of defensive football. Get out there and play. Badingol mila longal ben jibe kang fela le QTV jang bi ko tanke muruntanan ne pour ka kuol sambale na mi an ko kumata bake waten ding komanto no na je signing ceremony le keta jang QCell na doku kunda bato jang QCell in GRTS lom banko la kibar bunda bati mi alon ko banko talom o kibar bunda nyinti andong itolle be katadam fo mi alon ko la kana ketenten Côte d'Ivoire banko kan Africa Cup of Nations itolle be katadam fo nyim fintindi la comme nga faale nyami to komanto katadam fo nying ku jamal le bije sarta jamal le bije kambil timmandi janni ba fintindi le teleto ndol QTV wo sartol kodola karola womu kuldi mi alon ko akuliyata bake andon ñinata bunda jibe bunda mi alon ko wolle ka a nyanto ñindi la pour yakata dam fo ñi findi no yele tele to wo bunda ñing wol inin bankol la television ol ini wolle ka do ko ke so zaita ndalla ko kara dam fo ñing a bebe findi la le match wo match Gambia la match lo bang match to mal lo bang a bebe findi la bankola tele bumbato ka mi GRTS wo GRTS niaje katadam fo nyimbe fintila je fanan QCell le bulo be wo koma dépense nyi albe ajele kabring signing ceremony nyi keta atata le almost mi alon ko atata fo million lulu nim feng mi alon ko QCell bo le dépense la pour ka je ko television o nyi ale majol be jibeje do tembe dal to ten ba kacha kam fanan ko Gambia la katadam fulal mi alon ko wala nyanta kata Côte d'Ivoire bi itata Gambia Immigration Department pour que la diplomatic passport ke soto isaje ila tani nase soniano ni fura banko kan ibe kala ambassador lolet ibe kala molet mi ango mo kumayari bal mo buñari ngol and ben tembe da min dotanting iflebe silo kan ibita kan state house banko la dula bato president la office to bari vice president tarreje mi anko abe banko la national flag o dile la o national flag o nyin ini wala bitala pour kata kilo ke Gambia to yala kata dam fola karola mo be yalon ne ko ni Senegal be play la le enen Cameroon be play la enen Guinea fanam be play la groupe Magisol mil be play la yamusu koro studio kono jandum ning kafu nyoma be jang Amadou Tamba kabring somanda be kachala be ngol fay kan nyo kan ka jibe Gambia la national team o vodata tembo mindo lungo be studio kan ne Amadou ya fonu janko batro meta bar sendeng afela kol be studio kan andum bi Scorpions team o nyimbe jela stadium auto ebe balabo nyoto kala je demanding pour nseje ebe tembe da minto andi be a yitandi la ko be contendre ne player ni la moy janne ila video to itani benta airport o kabi pote Saudi
baraka bake gajaga be jiber lal be kontongang because nyimu kultimi yalon ko anafa warta bakele and saying momo be nyim banko kan and momo mo gambenol de ibe gambe wala man tarajang ngalo ne kontrol be nyanta nala nga mbeke kankeling be taratimo nyin koma kaduwaye momo ese duwa o duwa min keno ye duwa boy sole alama ita kairala laftamin ya soto competition nyin kono ni yajibe comme ya fanya ben players will be content rinne ibebe pareerinne ya lonko itata don in the African Cup of Nations min kita don Cameroon nyinang ibe murun kan ne kotonke ya lonko Gambian be komale ibotanang training camp min kita Saudi Arabia nga jele ko ibebe content ring ye doko o min keje ibe ya fole ko ha doko nyin abetiara bakele andong ye parendiro minke kamta ko abebe la kurinne pour ka je ko ye tournament nyin soto wala ye futa competition nyin karala nyanta min kala je fanan yake because mbe ngalon ko mbe groupe min kono groupe colaring ngolem andung tonya fo ise doku ba keno before the competition wala yakende ni dunta ilaftamina ise wo sotono andung ni ajibe players ol min bije player jama bije mi yanko tonya bankudingol ilateral andu ya ye jiko sotole ko ni futara competition nyin kono ese gambenol be contandinde so sainteng baturo nyi medale ngamara wo wato komanto ngasanjole kontenu nada karo konte saing wati commande do mandin ka lokungol le konte nu but sain be damen ka lungol damma le konte na me tambe montor wato le konte la na me tambe minute sol konte la na me tambe second sol konte la na me tanga dun kol kono nyinka abe damen be ye duwa nga jigo so do timo nyi alama ala ya kendi sulata minna wala pour ka Senegal bouté nga so do because football olem ibe mo 11 le dondila dol fanambe mo 11 le dondila bolo damma le ben tema alama ning kolbe banna ala yakendi ndole ke timo de mi alon ko ngol be tar la santole mbulol be tar la santo zingol fana be tar la santo again Senegal
parce que kuti mi alon ka kumata baake mbokk yi nga xamne yena nek di setan QTV man la Mamadou Gadiaga ma ngi fi ànd ak suma natango moy Amadou Tamba ñu ngi waxtane yefi Gambia ñu ngi waxtane suñ yefi football national team bi fu mu nekk ni dafa mel ni daal affaire bi jege si na trop mooy Africa Cup of Nations ñu ngi si groupe boo xam ne ñun la Sénégal Cameroun ak Guinée groupe boo xam ne daal groupe bu métti a métti la te ba pare fu mu nekk nii daal si last minute yi lañ nekk nii players yi gis ngeen some images bi nga xam ne dañ leen ko wane woon si gannaaw tuuti léegi dem nañ ba dugga State House si tent bu mag boobu noonu foo xam ne foofu la ñuy def cérémonie bi national team bi players yi dinañ gisee ak vice président bi because président bi nekkul ci biir réew mi fu mu nekk nii président bi tukki na but vice président bi dina leen jox suñ flag bi mooy dëkk bi suñ couleur bi daal daf leen koy jox mu ne leen ne léegi pare ngeen dem leen ngeen xeex ci turi dëkk bi te soo leen xeexee ba pare tamit du xeex kese de ngeen dem foofu des fa déedéet da ngeen ay xeex ngeen isi ndam Amadou nga birkama surwa kan olfa de baraka mun dako nayin surwa kan do official do mande
abedera bagele mogay comme nuko Gadiaga waxe mbir mu am solangok moy national team bi di wajal li di AFCON fofu ca Ivory Coast demon nañ fa moy Cameroon the last edition bobu moy suñ bel njëlben yoon pour qualify to Africa's biggest competition moy football competition bu gëna reuy biir Africa emuñ ci loolu def nañ suñ kéemtalaay kaataan ñu gis ne delluwaat nañ fa Africa nag dëkk yu nekk Africa dañ bëri waaye soo xoolee léegi fu mu nekk nii ñu ngi am ñaari fukki ak ñeneent réew yi nga xam ne qualify nañ to the Cup of Nations Gambia bokk ci réew yooyu noonu loolu lu rëy la ci réew mi soo ñëwee ci wàllum football ñu dugg ci groupe boo xam ne groupe bu métti la waaye du métti ci ñun rek parce que dina métti ci ñu ñoo taseel tamit dina métti ci Sénégal dina métti ci Cameroun dina métti ci ñii di Guinée because soo xoolee ci groupe match ci yëpp jeexee ñaari réew rek ñoo mën a jaala dem ci round of 16 waaye soo xoolee ci yeneen groupe ci yëpp tamit am nañ opportunité pour gis ne ñu jël third best team ci tamit dina am ñoo xam ne dinañ mën a jaala to the competition waaye ñun luy suñ bébét mooy team bi jaala with an automatic ticket maanaam suñ jëlutee force ñu jël second ñu mën a jaala straight to the round of 16 football ñaambi bi tooy la kenn xamut fu moo dogee mën ngaa ñëw tey nga toog nga naan waaw ñele ñooy win ëllëg mu ñëw génnee foo xam ne yow daal fogeewuloo ne dina génn foofu noonu so fu mu nekk nii lu ñoo ñaax mooy na réew bi yëpp Gambian si yëpp ñëw booloo doon benn ñu ñaanal team bi ku nekk daal soo ñëwee si national team selection ku nekk am na opinion AMS lañ jël waruñoo jël AMS Gadiaga moo fa war a nekk Gadiaga lañ jël déedéet waruñoo jël Gadiaga AMS moo fa war a nekk ku nekk am na opinion daal soo xoolee coach bi am na more than 300 Gambian players yi nga xam ne si yooyu ñooñu la war a taana 27 players ñu war a dem AFCON te soo xoolee coaches yi tamit nu ñoo defee sélection yi démb wax nañ ko bu ñu wonee image yi Assane Cissé nekkul ne li ngay def si 90 minutes rek mooy tax ñu select la coaches yi dañ dee seet fànn yu bëri.
Amadou dinañ ñëw si yow. waat bii moom waxtaan bi duñ ko mën a jeexal. dafa mel ni léegi affaire bi ñor na. torop fële sa State House. ñu ànd ak suñ collègue suñ naataango mooy Aliou Cissé. Aliou Cissé, if you're just getting us from here in the studio at State House, everybody is seated. Now they're waiting for the whatever handing over of the flag proceedings. Tell us what's happening there.
Thank you very much Gajaga ak Amadou xam naa ne naa ngi yokkat cere di dolli ñeef foofu si biir studio bi waaye ñu tam fii tam ñu ngi yokkat cere di dolli ñeef fii tam State House gannaaw bi ñu jógee si Minister of Foreign Affairs àgg na fi nga ne mooy nekk State House si Grand Tent bi fi nga xam ne du yàgg rek nga xam ne mooy di Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow dina egsi pour am li nga xam ne mooy nekk tàggatoo bi mu war a am ak nga xam ne mooy nekk suñu ndawi Scorpions yi ñi nga xam ñoo fi war a jógee ëllëg suba incha allah pour dem fi nga xam ne mooy nekk Ivory Coast fu ñu toll nii mën naa wax ne ñëpp teew nañ ñëpp xam nañ dis QCell ñoo nekk di official GSM partner and already the chairman of the Q group Mohamed Dia egsi na fii nii gis naa ko mu mag Malick Kak nga moo nekk di general manager of Q TV gis naa fi Lassana Tunkara ñoom ñoo ko gunge ñëw fii nga ne moo nekk State House gis naa fi ay ministres yu bëri na gis naa fi minister of energy nga ne moo nekk Abdou Diop gis naa fi minister of higher education nga ne moo nekk Père Gomez mu ngi fii nii maa ngi gis ay yeneen ministres yaa ngi ñëw maa ngi gis ku mel ni Moussa Dramé minister of fisheries ak yeneen officials from the Ministry of Youth and Sports GFF and of course Ministry of Finance ñëpp ñu ngi fii nii pour fekkee li nga xam ne moo nekk a very important event as part of preparation pour dem AFCON bi xam nañ ne daaw amoon nañ ko fii waaye fan lañ ko amoon si garden bi moo nekk si gannaaw kër président bi fi nga xam ne président Barrow moo ko jiite woon waaye comme tey nekkul fii tukki dem Mauritania nga xam ne moo nekk vice président bi Mohamed B.S. Jallow moo ko war a teewal fii nii pour fekkee li nga xam ne moo nekk occasion bu am solo because lii dafa am solo trop nit su muy dem pour guerre xam nga foo ñu tàggatoo ko jox ko flag bi moo nekk di battle flag bi nga xam ne boobu lañ ko war a jox nga xam ne moo nekk capitaine bi Omar Colley pour jiite li nga xam ne moo nekk suñ gaynde yi mun naa ne suñ Scorpions yi ñi nga xam ne ñoo war a dem pour represent Gambia fale ca Ivory Coast comme ñëpp xam nañ ne Gambia ñu ngi in a very tough group ñoom ak suñ naataango moo nekk Sénégal xam naa loolu moom beneen combat la xam nga Sénégal ak Gambia moom fi ñuy dajee rek du yomba ñu ngi am Cameroun tam am Guinée waaye xam ne ne Scorpions yi ay ndaw lañ ñoo xam ne dañ fas jom bugg a dem fale pour wane ne ñoom ñëwuñ ca pour add numbers waaye dañ fa nekk pour jongante pour wane ne hey you know what we are from a small country but the number doesn't count. What counts is the determination. And the Scorpions are hungry to go out there and make that impact. Come Amadou ko waxe rek am na ne like selecting 27 players from how many professionals am ci dëkk bi bari na trop. So nekkal loo xam ne coach Tom Saintfiet xam naa ne am na yaakaar si nga ne ñoom la invite pour ñu ñëw represent Gambia fale ca AFCON bi. Comme ni ma ko waxee rek xam naa du yàgga comme ni nga ko gisee the high table is set xam naa ne vice président léegi te mu agsi su ñëwee rek dinañ door li nga xam ne moo nekk the official farewell ceremony fii ci nga ne moo nekk State comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek already we have the president of the Gambia Football Federation Lamin Kaba Bajo nga gis Joe Dramé ko nga xam ne moo nekk the team manager of course Moussa Dramé minister of fisheries ñëpp ñu ngi fii players yi daa seated coach Tom Saintfiet ñëpp ñu ngi toog di xaar vice président bi pour mu egsi fii nga ne moo nekk si Grand Tent bi xam naa ne kon ni ma leen ko waxee rek xam naa ne moo nekk Gajaga ma ne yokka cere dolli ñee yéen a ngi gis billboard bi QCell as the official GSM partner just this morning gis ne am nga ñu ngi sign another agreement with GRTS pour finance li nga ne moo nekk pour wane games yi parce que xam na ne ñëpp mënuñoo dem Ivory Coast ñëpp mënuñoo dem Yamoussoukro xam naa Gajaga moom yow di nga nekk Yamoussoukro waaye ñun nag nga ne mënuñoo dem Yamoussoukro yëpp because of liggéey bi ñun dinañ des ci gannaaw pour mun a seetaan games yi live on TV ñu ko indil ma nekk QCell dugal fa xaalis yu bari ay millions yu bari pour mun a gis ne képp ko xam ne Gambian nga rek yaa ngi des fii nii nga mun koo seetaan kon ni ma ko waxee rek Lassana Tunkara moom tam mu ngi fii nii koo xam ne yàgg na liggéey ak QCell he's here he's been part of the Q group family for but Mr. Tunkara it's good to have you here at the State House. I mean QCell coming in a big way. Yesterday they signed agreement $20 million. This morning another multi-million dollars agreement with GRTS. Why?
Well, you know, for us, it's not the first time we've been trying to get this. So everything is in God's time. Alhamdulillah, this time we were successful. And for us, it's part of our commitment to Senior Boss. Everybody knows QCell is Senior Boss. and we want to support Gambians. Especially Gambians doing big things. And for our national team, for this, I think it's the second time now they've qualified for AFCON. To just support them, it's not just financial support. We want to, use our QTV, Q Radio, and the Q Group to motivate people, to give moral support to the team, because it's one thing to give financial support, but it's another thing to give them moral support, so they really know that the nation is behind them. So when they go to play, we are playing our part.
I'm talking about the Sunyu Boss mantra. What's your message to Gambians?
Message to Gambians is to support them if you can contribute, because this is not a small undertaking, contribute to the team's well-being, but then just to come out to support. But I don't think we need to tell the Gambians that, because we know, I think our first match comes Sunday with our cousins. Everybody will be out there, everybody will be watching, everybody will be supporting and cheering. So just to, keep the temperature hot, just make sure that their voices are heard, that our boys, even though when they go down there to Ivory Coast, that they hear our voices.
Gajaga, keep the temperature hot. Mr. Tunkara. Keep the temperature hot. Well, that's Mr. Tunkara there. Like I said, over there you have the chairman of the Q Group, Mr. Mohamed Jack, who is already here at the tent as well, together with the Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Y. Baji. They are all here. Like I said, any moment from now, the Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallo, will join them shortly for this important occasion. Like I said, the Minister, Bakari Baji, is here, the Chairman of the Q Group, Mohamed Jah, and of course, the Minister of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Professor Per Gomez, Malika, the General Manager of Q Group. Honorable Minister, a quite historic event today, witnessing the farewell of these gallant Scorpions. Seeing the QCL coming in a big way. This morning, they signed another agreement with GRTS to show the games. This is incredible.
Yeah, well, indeed, very incredible. It's historic for all of us as people in the sports sector, and of course for everyone else in the Gambia. And I was just telling Mr. Jah that just a little while before I came here, I was watching the broadcast of the signing ceremony with GRTS, and this is more than great. You have two institutions that, QCell of course operates QTV, but here they are supporting the national broadcaster to show the matches from match day 1 to the final, which is something exceptional, and Gambians would forever remember this kind of partnership, this kind of support. For us in the ministry and our stakeholders, the Ministry of GFF and everyone else, we are all getting ready to give a farewell to the team and give them the task of going out there and representing the country and making us all proud once again. And we believe they would do it. They have done it in the past, and we continue to have hopes in them.
Earlier on, for the first time, we're seeing the Scorpions being issued diplomatic passport, also happening under the tenure of Bakari Baji. You must be very proud.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, we are very proud indeed, and this is exactly for us. This is what we've been saying. I've said it in the past that football and sports in general is not just about what happens in the field. There's a lot more that happens around it. The motivational aspect of the players, what makes them happy, what makes them motivated, is great. And so His Excellency, the President of the Republic, is the one behind all of this support. Very supportive to sports, and he has demonstrated it time and time again. And this is one of those when, for the first time, we are having our national team players, everybody from the coach to all the players, giving diplomatic passports and making their travel easy for all of them in the AFCON and beyond the AFCON. And of course, we'll be hearing the amount that government is giving this time around. The first time again, we are reaching 100+ million in terms of support to the Scorpions, and quite a number of others. The camping allowances, the match bonuses of the players has all been increased by 100%. So that is some great things, and we're happy that we're providing the leadership that is necessary, and having the President of the Republic, His Excellency Adama Barrow, supporting together with other ministers as well.
ci lu gàtt rek comme ni ma ko waxee Angala rek for the first time ñu gis Scorpions ñu ngi leen a jox ay diplomatic passport ñu bari dañu wax ne it was under Bakary Badji that ñu njëkk a qualify pour dem AFCON waaye si under moom tam dañ njëkk a gis Scorpions ñu jox leen diplomatic passport yow mi nekk ndaw nga nekk ministre ban yëg-yëg nga am tey.
Well, kontaan rek asalaamaaleykum ñi nii ñëpp ñiy seetaan wala di déglu comme ni nga ko waxee rek ci ñun liggéey bi moom mel noonu te lépp loo xam ne luñ mën a def la pour jàppale képp koo xam ne ni yaa ngi ci réew mi fii nga nekk ndaw dinañ ko def especially football nga xam ne ni si jamono gi si période boobu lañ nekk team bi laajte woon ne yaaga na ñëw laajte diplomatic passport since biñ qualified the first time waaye mënutoon na nekk waaye bii yoon président na nangu pour jox diplomatic passport pour ñëpp coach bi ak players yi ak ñëpp ñu fa nekk pour gis ne jël nañ na encourage jël nañ na motivate waaye tamit jënd ñu yombal seen tukki yi ci suñoo dox ci réew mi ak ci àdduna bi te mu nekk lu la fetlu bu baax a baax te comme ni ma ko waxee loolu bokk na ci benn bi nga xam ne ni moom la réew mi président bi agri pour ñu def ak xaalis bi nga xam ne ni moom la ñoo teg ci team bi tamit lu bari la dinañ ko wax fii nii ci kanam tuuti waaye yooyu yëpp li ñu war a def la parce que player suy dem ci field ba du ne rek dem play rek am na lu bari li nga xam ne nii moom nga ko mën a préparer pour dooleel ko pour jox ko xel bu dal pour mu dem mu play te loolu la ñoo def.
Jërëjëf Honorable Minister, that's Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports Baboucarr Gaye di la congratulate once more comme ni ma ko waxee rek yëpp lu bari mu ngi xew under tenure am xam nga si under him lañ am Gambia njëkk a qualify pour dem li nga moo nekk AFCON bi waaye xam naa ne dinaa jéem a try ma seet ndax dinaa mun a am Honorable Minister higher education ki nga ne moo nekk professeur Pierre Gomez moom nag moom moo seen si wàlli higher education waaye nag yi fi ndaw def ko soxal trop dafa nekk am na si he has high interest when it comes to young people and when you talk about sports you talk about young people. Honorable Minister, how do you feel today witnessing this farewell ceremony for the Scorpions qualifying to the AFCON for the second time?
Well, it's a great moment. We want to congratulate the boys. They've really done well, and to be here for the second time, going to AFCON, at least they made history. And like all the fans, all the Gambians, we are very, very happy, and we are behind them. We want to support them. And, you know, the enthusiasm is there. I've seen, you know, the intervention of, you know, QSAL and with the team, the Q group, which is unprecedented. So it means it is coming. There's hope, you know.
You're someone who actually believes in rewarding success, rewarding hard work. And like I asked the Honorable Minister earlier on, I mean, just this morning we saw the boys being issued diplomatic passport. I mean, this is something historic. It has never happened in history of this country, issuing diplomatic passport to athletes like footballers.
Aliu, you know very well that diplomatic passports normally is given to diplomats. If you are not diplomats, you don't have it. In exceptional cases, then some non-diplomats can be given, okay? But apart from that, no. And it's only the president who can give can give that decision. But then now for these, for the boys, really, they are diplomats also. They are going there to represent the Gambia. Last time they did it. This year they are doing it also. So really, they deserve it. They've done a lot. Like somebody once said, "Ku def lu rëy am lu rëy."
loolu mooy dëgg la ku def lu rëy am lu rëy lu waral ba QCell ñëw pour def li nga xam ne joxe pour nekk di official GSM partner kooku moo nekk professeur Pierre Gomez nga xam ne moom moo nekk minister for higher education, research and technology mu nekk koo xam ne tam ku gom si ndaw yi la gom ci wàlli reward hard work. I mean te ñëpp kontaan nañ si government décision bi ñu jël pour issue boys yi nga ne moo nekk diplomatic passport. I mean dafa am solo parce que man damay wax ne these people are diplomats, they are ambassadors xam nga ñu ngi play in different countries. dafa am solo rek xam nga suñuy tukki tam nga duñ am ay jafe-jafe si wàlli tukki bi ñuy def ci pour mun a ñëw represent Gambia te foo naa loolu am solo la. Comme ni ma ko waxee rek more ministers are coming. I mean I'm saying the Minister of Interior Siaka Sonko is also here. I'm saying the Secretary of Cabinet, Aliu Njai, and many other senior government officials are all here, I mean, to join, I mean, the officials of the Q Group, the Vice President, and of course, government officials to bid farewell to our Scorpions as they prepare to get out of the country tomorrow morning to Ivory Coast. I mean, the team will be based in Yamoussoukro, and where they will, where they're in Group C together with Senegal, Guinea, and of course, Mali. But it's good to make this very clear. I mean, this is not the first time we are playing against Guinea. We met with Guinea in the last AFCON in the quarterfinal, where in the round of 16 rather, where we defeated them. And also we have met with Mali before. So all of them are not new opponents as far as football is concerned. I mean, we have met with Senegal several times. I mean, in the past, it has always been a cracker. It has always been a mouth-watering encounter because of these two neighboring countries. But like I said, I mean, the invited guests are now assuming their seats, signaling that any moment from now, the Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, will arrive here at the main tent. I mean, I'm seeing over there the captain and Coach Tom Saintfiet are having chit chat. I know that just. I know everything around the Scorpions now is about the AFCON tournament because the boys, they know quite very well what is at hand. I mean, the first game against Senegal is something that, you know, we all can't wait to watch. Like I said, I'm not Gajaga mom, but AFCON. Never buga rep ñu fessel ma rek secret camera rek bu capture Gajaga ci stadium bi. Xam na ko def over emotional. Xam na Gajaga. Xam na wow, that's the chairman of the Q Group Manager, together with the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and of course, you know, most of the senior government officials are here. But like I said, hanga my tooñ Gajaga, man ko hanga Gajaga ma su dee seetaan football mom yaram bi def day tanga. So ragal naa bu def dafa benn togu yaabu su koro. So ba gaji da bare kay gaj. So ga dibala jude dega bul patama be togu wa. It's all about excitement. People are so emotionally attached. I mean, when your country is playing, sometimes even so naked journalists that nationalistic thing that they wanna gain a share because ñëpp bëgg pour seen dëkk bi dëkk kooku moo nekk Alhaji Sarr moo nekk assistant head coach nga ne moo nekk di jàppale nga ne moo nekk Tom Saintfiet, and of course, like I said, I mean, we have the senior executive of the Gambia Football Federation. I mean, the head of the secretariat, Lamin Jasseh, is here, and of course, officials from the Ministry of Finance. Ibu Fai, the second vice president, is here. That's Usman Cho Drame. Like I said, I mean, he is not being behind as far as the success of the Scorpions are concerned. And that's Alhaji Marong, who is the goalkeeper trainer. They are all here seated, I mean, awaiting the arrival of the vice president. Like I said, I mean, it's been a quite busy last 24 hours for the Scorpions, you know, arriving from Saudi Arabia after long flights. I mean, they didn't even get enough rest. They have to wake up early this morning. They accompany immigration to process their passport, and now they're here. From here, they are going to the Independence Stadium at 4 p.m. for that exhibition match, and then, you know, they're getting out tomorrow morning. It's been a quite busy schedule for them, but I mean, it's all part of, I mean, patriotism and, you know, representing their country. Like I said, I mean, most of the ministers are seated, and of course, I mean, the Minister of Finance, Sidi Keita, is also here. I mean, I keep telling people that there won't be AFCON without the Minister of Finance, because they approve the budget. So it's good that the minister is here, and then, like I said, the Minister of Interior, Siaka Sonko, is here. The Minister of Energy and Petroleum, Abijop, of course, Higher Education, Professor Per Gomez, Musa Drame, Minister of Fisheries, of course, Alun Jai, Minister, of course, Secretary of Cabinet. They are all here, and any moment from now, we will witness the commencement of the event here at the Grand Tent here at the State House in Banjul. Like I said, I mean, the president is currently out of the country in Mauritania to receive his African Peace Prize award, which he won, and then the vice president will be stepping in on his behalf just to represent him here. So Gajaga, we will just hand over to you back to the studio while we set up at the podium for the commencement of the event here at the State House. But Gajaga,
thank you very much. Yes, Aliou Cisse for that brilliant update there, describing the scene for us at the State House tent, where the players are seated, the officials of government from the cabinet, and also some other departments, as well as the members of the Gambia Football Federation and some senior people there. And Amadou, you know, something is very funny. Just as we're monitoring events here in the Gambia, we are also monitoring what is happening with our opponents. As we are covering the farewell of the Gambia's national team as they get to Cote d'Ivoire later tomorrow, the Senegalese national team are equally doing the same thing with their government. Yes, we were monitoring, Amadou. I think I somehow saw you some of the pictures.
Sure, you are right.
Yes, so I think this is a huge thing. It's going to be something really, really worth going for. Gambia versus Senegal, lots of things at stake. So obviously, I'm sure even the national team coaches, they'll be watching the videos of the opponent, and then they even have video analysts amongst them, who would look at videos and analyze players' performances, their weaknesses, and things like that. So as they are monitoring us, we are also monitoring them. We saw. So what a coincidence! They are doing theirs, and then we are here also bidding farewell to our team.
Yeah, they're doing their own, and we are also doing our own. And it is interesting that all of this is happening on the same day. We are leaving tomorrow. Possibly they're also leaving tomorrow. Who will be the first to arrive in Abidjan, then to Yamoussoukro is a matter of waiting and seeing. Everything is important, and every detail from now against Monday, the 15th of January, is very, very important. And as I said, video analysts, there is at some point leading to every game where you have opposition analysts, where the team will come together, play opponents' video clips, and analyze on their strengths, look at their weaknesses. This is their strength, try to stop them from this doing this, and this is their weakness, try to counter this and make sure you get the goals and try to win games. So all those things are very, very important. And you look at the tactical aspect of the game is very, very wide now. Now we have seen teams employing set pieces coaches, teams employing even throw-in coaches. So the game is advancing, and all this, of course, you need a lot of funds to be able to put in all these things in place. But video analysis is very fundamental, and we absolutely have it. And Gajaga, there's one important issue that we really need to emphasize on, is this issue of diplomatic passports. It is very important, very, very important, in the sense that in the past, we all used to hear the problems whenever the national team is traveling. We have gone to hotel or airport, so and so. We spend this amount of hours at the airport waiting. We slept at the airport. This happened.
Even in the last qualifiers against Angola,
exactly,
when they went to the Angola International Airport, basically they faced lots of challenges.
So
hours before they left the airport.
All those things are big problems that we can say now is a thing of the past, because with these diplomatic passports, their traveling becomes very easy. And the issue of the chartered flight also is in the picture now. So I think things are gradually getting there. And with time, I know the issue of traveling with the national team will become a thing that is very much easy. And again, one important point is the issue of QCell coming on board to sponsor the national team and be the official GSM partner. We heard from the team manager, Usman Chodrame. There are a lot of players out there who have Gambian heritage or who are born here, have every right and are eligible to play for the Gambia, but have a second thought when it comes to the incentives and the opportunities they get in playing for the Gambia or another country. They will weigh in. We lost players like Joe Gomez of Liverpool, and the list goes on. Now with QCell coming in, you had Joe made mention of being within the players, and when they saw it, they were like, yeah, Gambia is ready now. And other players who had a second thought of playing for the Gambia might rethink and say, okay, now I have to go and play for the Gambia. So this is absolutely something big. That is why we said yesterday it was a historic day. And this is a step that QCell might be might be a company that has helped the Gambia convince other players to switch allegiance and come play for the Gambia. And the issue of the diplomatic passport is also something very important. These players are now diplomats, and you heard from the minister earlier on, you only need to be a diplomat before you are issued these diplomatic passports. Now these players got it. It's really very, very good, and all this is what we want, positive signs from every angle leading to this AFCON. And when we get into the AFCON, we believe everything that is happening within the team can get us the results in the Ivory Coast. But things are really going the right way, leading us to the AFCON. So Gambians need to come together. Let's continue reigniting everything and support and pray for the team.
Support and pray for the team. Unity is strength. Let's come together. Let's give the Scorpions the support that they need. The moral support, the financial support, and also motivational support. If it is in terms of words, what you can say to the team, and as well as anything that you could wish the national team. It's our Gambia, it's our national team, everything aside, football unites people. Football is that commodity in which at least majority of the population is interested in. So many people in their millions want to watch the Gambia. It's pride when you watch your national team players play. It's pride when you see them going to get success and going for a successful campaign, especially where they're playing against big nations. It's a big, big motivation getting onto that pitch, you know, listening to the sound of your national anthem, singing the national anthem, and also wearing that collar, the national logo on your body. As a Gambian, what a proud moment it would be. Fantastic. Whenever, Amadou, you've got the feel good factor, you were in Cameroon, the Gambian national anthem goes out there. The feeling inside the stadium, some would get so emotional that they would shed tears.
Yeah, I've seen people shed tears that day. One of them was Malang Jassi. He was at the ministry back then.
Yeah, there was a time, yes, he was at the
yes,
ministry.
he was at the ministry, and I spoke to him after the game, and he was like, where he was, it's like he was in cloud 9. And well, the goosebumps, the emotions of being at the stadium where your national anthem is played at the biggest football competition in the African continent for the first time was absolutely wonderful. And we are journalists, but as I said yesterday, before we become journalists, we are Gambians first. That is why people like me and others took off our journalistic cap and wore the national cap. Whenever a goal is scored, we are almost there celebrating.
But let me just jump in here, because this brings me to an interesting conversation that I had with a Ghanaian journalist. This was in 2017. I went to Ghana to cover the WAFU Cup of Nations. Then it was regular. It has a sponsorship from Fox Sports. They sponsored that WAFU Cup of Nations, 16 nations. And in that competition, yes, Ghana hosted it and eventually won it. Their first game against the Gambia, Ghana scored controversial penalty in the last minute. Yes, it's a handball, it's not a handball, it's still debatable. You still go to the video. As one of the commentators, Barry Lambert, told me, it's debatable. Some referees would give it, some referees wouldn't give it. So you can't blame them for giving the penalty or maybe dismissing it. So Ghana won, but when they won eventually, in the final against Nigeria, I saw the Ghanaian journalists celebrating when they scored the goal, including the commentators at the stadium. So I called one of them aside. I said, you know, we're journalists, we should be neutral. He said, neutral? When your country is playing? Are you joking? Sure, I said, yeah, you know, sure. But you know, that's what I've been taught in journalism school. He said that neutrality ends like, you know, when your country is not playing. How can you? Okay, can you I saw the same thing. These English commentators, when England is playing against other countries, the excitement when they are describing a goal, that a goal is being scored and England are the ones who scored that goal. The excitement, the passion, you could get it from their voices. And, you know, when it's England that conceded the goal, obviously there is a massive difference.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right, because the sense of patriotism that is in you, no matter how you try enough to keep it and be a professional and be neutral, it won't absolutely stay in there. Your patriotism, your sense of love for your country will absolutely push you to let that out. That is why it is or it is very hard for a journalist to maintain neutrality whenever your country is playing, because the love for your country will absolutely push you to be up there and be very proud of your country. So that is why when it comes to countries, there's nothing like neutralities. We've seen even journalists working for clubs finding it very difficult to keep neutrality for a club, talk less of a country. So it is absolutely very important. And I
think the neutrality would only come in when your country concedes a goal. Obviously, that's a goal. You can say that's a goal. If you are doing football commentary on radio or on television, you cannot say it's not a goal just because you love your country. Okay, you can present the facts.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, your emotions will definitely say that you are supporting this particular country.
Sure. I remember doing a commentary in that Gambia-Mauritania game. And when the Abdoulaye Diallo goal came in, and I was like, wow. And
unbelievable moment. One
of CRTV, the Cameroonian television, one of the journalists was there, and he captured that. He was like, wow. The next morning, it was on the Cameroonian television and radio across the country, and it was like, this was how a Gambian commentator sounded when the Gambia scored its first goal at the AFCON. And I was like, yeah, I was super excited, because that was our first game at the AFCON. That was our first goal at the AFCON, which led to our first win at the AFCON. So it is historic, and you have to be part of that history. Yes. You need to be proud of the boys who did that job, because no one, I will say, if it is 100% rating, 75% never gave the chance for the Gambia against Mauritania. So beating Mauritania and scoring that first goal at the AFCON was something very huge, and we need to celebrate that. So the neutrality context in this issue is absolutely not out of it, and it's a no-go area, because self-love will absolutely push.
And in journalism, some of those things would come into play. Like I asked Peter Dury, one of the top football commentators, that how journalists get the scene in that exciting moments when it comes to football at that level, especially when your country is involved. But some of the pictures when it comes to the national team bidding farewell to the Gambia, and the ceremony is at the State House of the Gambia, where the Vice President will give the national team the battle flag. They will be going to Cote d'Ivoire to go there and defend the colors of the nation. Yes, it appears Aliou Cissé is again on the line, but at the moment, right now, the Vice President is seated, and we will get you all the details of the national team as they bid farewell to Gambians. Let's go to State House.
Minister of Finance, Honorable Baboucarr Gaye, Minister of Youth and Sports, Secretary Cabinet, Mr. Aliou Njai, GFF President, Mr. Lamin Kababajo, the CEO of the GSM partner, the GFM partner of the NCC, Mr. Mohamed Jah, team coach Tom Saintfiet, captain Omar Colley, members of the Scorpions, the backroom staff, coaches, technicians here present, members of the NCC, Honorable Claudina Cole, Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable Abdul Job, Minister of Petroleum here present, members of the press and the media, well-wishers, the Scorpion fans, and everyone here present this afternoon. Let me welcome you to this occasion of the handing over of the battle flag. This doesn't take quite often. This is something that doesn't happen every day, much more to athletes as those we face today. Most have had their entire careers without experiencing it. But today is another milestone, it's history, and for some of you, it's a double stroke. A double stroke simply because you were here before. You know how it felt, you know what it means. Today, you are those proud ambassadors that most wish to become. You are those ambassadors that we look forward to becoming. You inspire a lot of youngsters. Most people just want to be like you, but you happen to be the chosen few, chosen for your prowesses, chosen for your dedication, chosen for your commitment, chosen for your desire to stand for Mother Gambia, chosen because you are trusted, chosen because of your commitment, your valor, your desire, the endurance that you saw in wanting to be what Mother Gambia expects of you. Today is a manifestation. That is why we have these high-powered cabinet members here this afternoon, just to witness, just to bear witness, just to also support, just to show their dedication and commitment to what you stand for in the ceremony of the handing over of the battle flag. Today, most will agree with me that they wish they were here. Coach Alhaji Sarr would wish that he was here as a youngster when he was king in his own domain, but he missed out. So were many, but you guys stood out. You guys meant a lot. You guys are the ones we've seen, we're living with, and you are the ones we should celebrate and be proud of. It's your moment, it's your day. Today we cannot say any less. The talking is for you to do later, but I just want to set the stage for what we are about to witness as historical. On behalf of the President of the Republic of the Gambia, who is out of town at the moment, he is ably represented by His Excellency, the Vice President, Mr. Mohamed B. Jallow, who is going to do proceedings of the handing over of the battle flag. Before wasting much time, I just want to say, before the event, let's all, in the Gambian culture and tradition, pray earnestly in our own ways and believe before I call on the next speaker. Prayers. Amen. After those welcome remarks, it is my honor to call on the GFF President, Mr. Lamin Kababajo, who is also the co-chair of the National Coordinating Committee of AFCON 2023. Mr. Lamin Kababajo, please. Honorable.
Thank you, Ma. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the Vice President, representing the President of the Republic, Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Cabinet Ministers present here, Secretary of Cabinet, the head coach of the senior national team, the captain of the senior national team, the Scorpions, the GSM partner, one of the main sponsor other than government so far, represented by the CEO of Q Group, Mr. Mohamed Jah, my colleagues in National Coordinating Committee. This includes, of course, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth and Sports, and her able colleagues at the Ministry, down to the National Sports Council, the General Secretary, Gambia Football Federation, and staff, the technical staff, members of the technical staff or team of the national team, the gallant Scorpions, our pride, distinguished invitees, other sponsors, our colleagues from the media fraternity, members of the security forces. Is yet again another historic event that we are witnessing on the grounds of the State House of the Republic of the Gambia. It was barely 2 years ago, precisely yesterday, that we witnessed the groundbreaking event in the gardens of the State House on a similar occasion. At the time, while we are celebrating our historic success of qualifying to our maiden African Cup of Nations finals, we challenged and tasked ourselves to repeat it. And here we are. Let's celebrate ourselves and give ourselves a round of applause for this momentous achievement. Success the road to success is always very tough. But tougher it is to sustain it and proceed. And we are able to do it. And inshallah, with the current momentum, I have no doubts in my mind that we'll repeat it and repeat it again. And together in the next 2 years, we'll be here to celebrate, or also to receive the battle flag from the President of the Republic or his representative en route to the World Cup 2026 in the US, Canada, and Mexico. And we can do it with this young, gallant boy sitting in front of us. Your Excellency, today is yours. It's your day. We don't have much to say. I want to first of all congratulate ourselves as a country, and also as a federation and the ministry for working together tirelessly under the support, of the government, the private sector, and the general public at large. Without which we will not be here. We'll be repeating ourselves to elaborate on the fact that sports nowadays is no longer fun, neither just for physical fitness. It's an empire, it's a business empire. It's a financial empire. Therefore, we'll also have to rush to maximize the talents that we have in this country to ensure that we also benefit from that very big and huge financial opportunities that it goes with. The Gambia is second to none, and I can be corrected. It's second to none as a people with the most talent in football. There's no way, because this has been corroborated by many technicians. Some of them will tell me, maybe you don't have the right programs or enough resources to amass and develop the talents that we have. But he told me, this is a white man, a European for that matter, Gambia is the only country that has people, a boy or a girl is born and nobody teaches him or her to play football. And I don't think there's anybody under this tent who has not at one time or the other played football. Nobody. It's just because of the programs. And since we came into office in 2014, this is what we realized. And we gave due attention to talent development from schools, even preschool, and non-organized football. We call the Navetans, football coin, name them. And our technicians really put their eyes on this and are able to really develop the various national teams. This also transcended to our league clubs. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it may please you to know that more than 90 or 95% of these young men sitting here passed through our local football leagues at one point or the other. And this very last time we were part of the record holders for having that number, and I'm sure this year also, when the statistics are done, we'll be part of the top national team that prides itself of producing the talents from home and exporting them. This is very important. And even those who didn't pass through that process had their ancestral links to the country, so naturally you can see it's manifested. Your Excellency, in addition to the programs that we laid for ourselves, we've been fully and successfully implemented by the coaches. We have to single out Mr. Tom Saintfiet. This gentleman, I don't know what, maybe that's why he's a saint. It took him 15 years after his first attempt to coach the Gambia to succeed. So it was 20 years ago that he had the intention to coach the Gambia. He had more lucrative offers with all what it contains. We know what we pay him as a country, but he said no, it's Gambia. Little did we know that he's going to break that history by taking also our first AFCON and the second one. And by all means, we're going to keep him to take us to the United World Cup in 2026. Tom, you are not going anywhere. So, Vice President, let's have a deal. We want to thank the sponsors. We want to thank the government, the main sponsor, Your Excellency. The government's contribution to football development and sports in general, in as much as we are interested in our domain more, but sometimes we feel a little bit bad that we think we are taking the bulk of the resources. But it all comes to the same. These young people here, our ambassadors, are part of those diaspora Gambians who contribute immensely to our gross national product, GDP, by way of sending remittances and changing the lives and livelihoods of their families and the extended families. I think this is worthy. It will be a whole different thing. Thank you very much. May Allah guide us to progress and prosperity and come back here, inshallah, with the trophy. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you, GFF President Lamin Kababajo, who also acts as the Vice Chair or Co-Chair of the NCC. The journey this far entails a lot and involves a lot of people and a lot of players and stakeholders. That's why the business of football has become something that everybody has a say in. That is why it's noisy, it's lousy, sometimes very confusing. But because of its beauty and what it brings us all, we all can enjoy a piece of this cake. That's why this house today has people from different backgrounds, from different walks of life, different interests, supporting different teams. But what binds us here this afternoon is because we have Gambia. Gambia as a people, as a country, which matters to all of us. Today, when the flag is hoisted or raised and handed over to the captain, it signifies a lot. A lot because whoever is given that battle flag knows that he is carrying a burden, a big burden, a burden that really requires a lot. But that's why you become a team. A team, when you stand by each other, fight for each other, looks at each other's back, you tend to go far. And this is some of the words that I would part with before the Vice President speaks or hands over the flag. Can I welcome the captain, Omar Colley, whom has been described as a rock, diligent, a mind reader, but cheerful, at the same time, absolutely a national hero who leads his troop in the front, even though he operates from the back. That's why he could assemble an array of goals, both for his country and his club. Team captain, Omar Colley, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Gambia, Honorable Minister, GFF President Kababajo, CEO of QCell, Mr. Jah, and my head coach, Tom Saintfiet, members of the government, my teammates, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the national team, we want to say thank you for your support and your continuous contribution towards the success of the national team. We cannot do it without your support. And for that matter, we want to thank you for your support. Even though sometimes our demands can be a bit high, but we do it for the betterment of the national team. And on behalf of the players, I will assure you guys that we will do our best in every battle, every game, in order to bring back the glory days that we did in the last AFCON. We all know last time what happened, and what we did was amazing, but we want to do more. And hopefully this time around we will achieve our goals to pass this, the quarterfinals, to the semifinals, or even the final, with your continuous support. And once again, I would like to say thank you for your support, and inshallah, we will make you proud again. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain, for those remarks. Speaking from experience, speaking as a leader. You're entrusted, you're looked upon, you're valued, you're a troop leader, a commander, the president of the Federation would tell you as a leader. Challenges, yes, come thick and fast, but so are your reactions, as we've seen many a times. Your Excellency, and I would want to say this thing, The Vice President is a keen follower of football. That's something you need to know. And him being here today is not just by any accident. He talks football, speaks football, watches football, and so don't be surprised. May I take this honor and welcome the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Baboucarr Gaye, whose tenure in office has been punctuated with a lot of success in our game. And he's well supported by, of course, the executive and his cabinet colleagues here present. With all the challenges faced, we still manage to sail on. Long may it continue. Long may it continue, because we know it's a difficult one. But today he has something to celebrate, because it is second handing over of the battle flag, which is presiding over. Honorable, you're welcome.
Iliman. Good afternoon to His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, the President of the Gambia Football Federation, Mr. Bajo, the CEO of QCell and Chairman of the Q Group, Mr. Ja, our coach, Mr. Tom, and of course my brother, Omar Colley, the team captain, and to the honorable ministers that are seated on the left side of this room. We have at the far end over there, the Minister of Interior, Honorable Sonko. The one that was after him is out, but that's the Honorable Minister of Energy, Mr. Honorable Job. And the one after him is the one Iliman just mentioned, the one who controls the finances. And I will tell you how much he is able to give us this year. That's Honorable Keita, and the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Gomez, and my very own dad, Honorable Minister of Fisheries, Honorable Musa Drame, is the one after. And then we have the Secretary to Cabinet, Mr. Njai, and then our auntie here is the Honorable Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Honorable Cole. And to the Permanent Secretary, the Permanent Secretary is from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and that from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Deputy Permanent Secretaries from the Youth and Sports and from the Ministry of Finance, the General Secretary of the Gambia Football Federation, Vice President, and to all of you, the gallant Scorpions, our very own dear players, and each one of you that is here, from the security to the State House staffs, a warm good afternoon. I just want to extend our special appreciation first to the Vice President, His Excellency Jallow, for availing his time and of course accommodating the change of time from 2 to 3 due to the processing of the passport that was taking place earlier in the day. But also we want to appreciate him for stepping in to do the handing over on behalf of the President. But like the President of the Federation said, Vice President himself is a sport fan and has been pushing us to do better since he was appointed, and we've seen how much he has contributed towards this AFCON, and from calling us the ministers to calling the SOEs to do their contribution and to what we are doing today. But also to Mohamed Jah, who is the CEO of QCell, for being the leading private partner in AFCON 2023. Yesterday we had a signing ceremony, and we all know the package. He is offered a $7 million in cash and other supports in terms of media, in terms of publicity, and other supports. And today, we saw him giving an additional $5.7 million to GRTS, so that GRTS can be able to have the full rights to show the match from day one to the final. And we want to extend our thanks to him. But to everyone else that is on the table, Tom, our very dear coach and president, have spoken about him. I don't have to repeat that because we are running out of time. There is a test match that we need to do at the Independence Stadium. But we recognize the efforts that the coach have put in place. We recognize the challenges that he faces. But despite that, he continues to do well for the country. But most importantly, we want to thank the captain and his team, the Scorpions of the Gambia, for doing whatever you can to ensure Gambia qualifies for AFCON for a first time and a second time in a row. And this is not a small achievement by any ways. It is not small because we understand the challenges that you face. But despite those challenges, you continue to focus on the most important thing, and that is to go out there and do your best and qualify the country to AFCON. And just like it happened the last time, history repeated itself, because Gambia in this AFCON is the lowest ranked team that is going to participate among the 24. But we are hopeful that being the lowest ranked team does not make you an underdog in the real sense. In fact, in anything, it makes you better. It makes you more committed and more determined to do more than what you did the last time. Because when we went to the AFCON of 2021, several people thought we were going to not even go past the group level. But we went beyond that, and we surprised everyone else. It is the same teams that we are meeting, and it is the same people that are playing in the national team. So if we were able to defeat a big team like Tunisia in Cameroon, we were able to draw with Mali, and we were able to defeat Guinea, we definitely should be able to defeat any other team that stands before us in this AFCON. And I say this with absolute confidence in the ability of the players, with absolute confidence in the tactics and the skills of the coach. And the whole country is behind you as you travel tomorrow to go to Abidjan or to Yamoussoukro. His Excellency the President is not here, but definitely he is thinking about all of these things as it happens. And he has done whatever he could to probably find a way to make him witness this and do it himself, but unfortunately, there is another event. So I'm going to go towards the end of the statement by saying what I promised yesterday in the signing ceremony at QCell, that government is going to come bigger than QCell. And of course, we are coming bigger. Mohamed Jai is all looking at me. I know he wants to know how much we do. So for the government, the President, His Excellency, has tasked us and has given an approval for government to make a contribution of $171 million towards the AFCON, and already $150 million has been paid by the Finance Ministry towards the event. The remaining amount would be provided as we progress. So this is to take care of the bill that came out from the organizing committee of $388 million. So yes, a lot of money. We still have a deficit that is very high if you take out all the other expenses. But I want to extend our appreciation to the Vice President and to the Minister of Finance, Honorable Keita, and to his team for making this possible. But what is the significance of this? It shows that His Excellency President Barrow and his government is committed now more than before to continue to support the development of sports in this country, especially for football. And that is why, despite the competing priorities, government is able to provide this much, a huge amount increase from the last AFCON, to be able to take care of not all, but most of the team's requirement. And by this, we also want to say that the players have also had a 100% increment in their camping allowances and in their match bonus compared to the last AFCON. Finally, President Barrow has also given approval for the issuance of diplomatic passport to all the national team players. And they have processed that today, and I'm sure they will be getting their passports very soon. This would make travel easier for the team, and it will also be able to give them that motivation and that courage to do more as they go into Yamoussoukro tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I will want to end my statement here and invite all of you that have the time to join us this afternoon or this evening at the stadium as the team plays an exhibition match at 5 o'clock, I guess, and then they will be departing tomorrow at 12:20 from Banjul International Airport on a chartered flight to go to Yamoussoukro. I wish to extend final appreciation to the Vice President, sir, for making time to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I would honestly want you to really applaud the Minister there for really setting the stage as to what government has been doing and will continue to do. Because to many, yes, a lot is not being done, but some of us know that a lot is being done and a lot will also have to be done, because that's the trend we are on. The coach is an eloquent speaker who likes to really put records, statistics, numbers in the forefront of whatever he does. He's passionate about what he stands for, and that's his strength. Coach Tom is a genius in a way. He might not be liked by some others, but he believes in what he does, but that's his trademark. And if it works for him, so be it. Kindly show the Gambia what it takes to make things happen. This is your moment. Kindly come forward and speak to the Gambian people. Coach Tom Saintfiet.
Chair Jeff, thank you very much, His Excellency. Thank you very much, His Excellency, as Vice President of the Gambia, Honorable Minister of Sport, President of GFF, CEO of QCell, my captain, honorable members of the government, and distinguished guests, actually my players, staff, and journalists. I'm not really prepared to talk long. I heard beautiful speeches from different people with touching words. But I go very short back to what our President of the Federation said. It was 2002, 2003, and I was a young coach, 28, 29 years old, working in Scandinavia. And I saw in Belgium a player, Mustafa Kamal Ndao, a tall striker from Real de Banjul, and I thought I have to bring him to my team in Scandinavia, in Faroe Islands. Never an African player played ever in history in Faroe Islands, but he was the first African in that country, and he opened doors for many. And through Mustafa Kamal Ndao, I got in contact with people like Idrissa Sonko, Soli Seifo, Ibu Sila, and I said, guys, it's my dream to coach in the future your country. I believe the Gambia has all the quality, even in that time, to compete with the best in Africa. And I applied and I called and I did everything to get the job, sent faxes, emails, but it didn't happen for many years. And in 2010, I had to play with Namibia, the Brave Warriors of Namibia, here in the Gambia. And we lost 1-3 or 3-1 against Gambia. But the fans were amazing. The stadium was packed and the atmosphere was fantastic. And I thought by myself, I really want to work in this beautiful football nation with so much potential. And years went past and I got more experienced in Africa, outside Africa, and as national team coach. And it was one of the most important moments in my career and in my personal life to get that opportunity from the president of the GFF, Goalkeeper Baboucarr Gaye, in July 2018. And it changed everything for me, but it changed also a lot for the Gambia. And since that moment, we wrote history. We had first, very simple history, the biggest crowd against Algeria. We drew twice, home and away for the first time in history against Algeria. And step by step, the history became bigger. We won our first away match in Angola. Never a Gambian team did that in a competition. We qualified as group winner for AFCON. It never happened in the past. And more Gambians went abroad, and more Gambians went to bigger teams. And the impulse for the local football club owners, academy owners, felt the motivation because they got recognized by the world of football, not only within Africa, not only with their connections in the countries they had already, but all over Europe. People wanted Gambian football and want Gambian footballers. And step by step we grew, and the result that we qualify and that we first of all finished historical 6th in the last AFCON and qualified again is a result of everyone in the Gambia, starting with the government with their never-ending support, starting with the federation with the eye for development, but also with a federation. I worked for 10 federations who always support the coach and try to give the team, the staff, the players and everyone everything they can do. And naturally also the local clubs and academies who develop these young boys. We went with 27 players to last AFCON, and today we have 27, and 66%, I do it especially for Musa behind me, he knows that I like statistics, 66% of this group played last AFCON. Got that reward of being 6th, but 9 of the 27 make their debut in AFCON. Young players who 2 years ago were still supporting the team and now are giants in European football already and ready to show what they can do for the country. But more than that, we worked as a team to the stability. People spoke about Comoros, people spoke about in 2019 about Madagascar. They never qualified again. We are back to back. The result, last AFCON, didn't happen by any other African country over the last 40 years. A back-to-back qualification from a debutant almost never happened in African football. Being there is something special. Being there is representing this beautiful nation. And I said, Gambia is the smiling coast of Africa, and I'm the smiling coach of Africa. Because we wrote history together so many times, and I can't do it by myself. I'm supported by the best technical team, the best team manager I ever worked with, the best in the world. I have the best players, and here are 27, and I can tell you, I know that the public sometimes asks for different names, but calling these people who dropped was the most difficult thing I had to do in the last 2 years, because so many Gambian football players deserve to be there. Players with experience, but also young, talented players who will be there in the future. But telling them it's not yet their time was tough. But the guys who are selected, the guys who will represent the coming weeks, the Gambian colors, they will do everything to make you proud, to try to get as far as possible and to write more history. Gambia won twice against Senegal, but never in a competitive match. First and victory was a friendly 1966. The second one was a friendly in 1973. Strangely enough, 1973 is my year of birth. So to finish, I would say to my players, to the staff,
Kiusel mooy suñu boss. Kiusel mooy suñu boss. Kiusel mooy suñu boss.
Go, ebe dawa da full network suda tili QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell. Most reliable network dumala keta wati QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria QCell suñu boss. Nyo finjaka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Suñu boss. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Ko fason tawo buka busi QCell. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia. QCell meda lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. Connect solo be bambandi QCell suñu boss. QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and it's
to the minister. Coach number one as the elder of the group also. Okay. Retired coach, yes. Okay, that's. Cabinet has. Cabinet has, like I said, cabinet has contributed so far. What we have collected so far is about 350,000 that we are handing over. There are still some balance that is still pending that may be coming up. Okay. As you are aware, His Excellency the President would have loved to be here, but due to other engagement, in fact, he's out of the country. Maybe in passing, he's just received an award, in Mauritania, given by the African for peace and democracy. So I think we need to congratulate him, and support him, because With his efforts, it is taking the name of the country everywhere. All heads of state always applaud him. It's always an honor to represent him in different fora out of the country. Because when they meet you, the first thing they'll tell you, oh, I love your president. And a few of them has told me that they want to invite him on a state visit. You know, I think he does us proud. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me just read the statement on behalf of His Excellency, the President Adama Barrow. In January 2022, I took pride in bidding farewell to our Scorpions as they left to participate in the African Cup of Nations AFCON tournament held in Cameroon last year. Here we are again in a similar ceremony with more zeal and higher hopes to bid our darling Scorpions farewell as they embark on another journey to contest in the next edition of the tournament. Our national football team is doing so with their heads held high to represent the nation again. And this is symbolized by the red, white, blue, green of colors of our national flag, which are also obviously the colors of our jerseys. We have noted that as they march forward with the desire of making history as AFCON champions, the Scorpions continue to build on their achievements, thus making us proud and boosting our morale and confidence in the team. As you prepare to travel to Ivory Coast for AFCON 2024, which is scheduled to start on 13 January 2024, I consider myself lucky as the first sitting Gambian president to see our national soccer team off for the second time running on such patriotic mission. Ladies and gentlemen, my government's support for the sporting fraternity, football in particular, is to show our conviction that football is not a mere game, but a worthwhile global investment for programs for progress and development. The determination of the Scorpions, the commitment of the officials, and the desire of the fans and all Gambian citizens are geared towards raising the bar higher for the Gambia's international presence and standing in the world of football. While the game contributes to good health and the general well-being of the players, it is also a means of earning income and an opportunity for business investment. Thus, it is an essential contributor to the economy. Football also has diplomatic implications, noting that Gambian citizens serve as ambassadors in other countries by playing in renowned football clubs. Their skills and talent continue to benefit them in various ways to the appreciation and pride of all Gambian nationals. Such players proudly contribute to uniting the diverse community of Gambians under the national flag. In this connection, I call on all Gambians, the business community, and philanthropists to support the Scorpions and widen the scope to include all sporting activities. From a number of perspectives, sport is another avenue to engage our young people positively. It reduces drug abuse and allows the youth to maintain healthy bodies and sound minds. This transforms them into the role models, especially for other young persons. Our darling Scorpions, as you begin the journey to AFCON 2024 in Cote d'Ivoire, remember that you are representing the nation, young and old, male and female. I urge you, therefore, to raise the Gambian flag both on and off the football pitch. The way you conduct yourself will mirror the Gambia, now known worldwide as a land of peace and the smiling coast of Africa. I have no doubt that you will maintain the trend of making the people proud. Your participation in the AFCON Games signifies a lot about the degree of seriousness with which you compete as professionals. We know how determined you are and will be with you in spirit as you play, expectedly with honor and dignity. Always remind yourself that it was through teamwork that you have come this far. As a result, I encourage you to carry on working together in the same spirit. Each of you has a role to play, ranging from the players and coaches to the officials and fans. Collectively, you make a good, solid team and should remain united with the common aim of returning home with victory. As I have always assured you, my government is willing to go the extra step to support you morally and financially to ensure that you do your best as ambassadors of the nation. With these remarks and sincere best wishes, I will now hand over the national flag to the captain of the team. We pray for your successful participation in the tournament and return home victorious. May Allah be with you all the way.
Hold on, Omar. I did not land. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we applaud? Can you applaud the vice presidents, please? Photo opportunity first. Omar, close. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Photo ops with the captain first, but there's going to be a photo opportunity on the cabinet end with the team, the vice president, and the technical staff. But before we do that, there will be better opportunities for pictures as soon as that's done. But let me just, Your Excellency, cabinet, members of cabinet here present, distinguished members of the NCC led by the Honorable Minister, and of course the entire team, Julde, PS Njai, PS Jara, everyone out there in the NCC for a wonderful, wonderful and difficult job that we've embarked on. Led by the Minister and of course supported by the GFF President, those here and those who are not here present. Commitment to national duty is a difficult one, but that's what we were tasked to do. And this is the journey we've chosen, and we've gone a long way. But to you, the members of the national team here, having been handed our battle flag, and I mean our battle flag, we know what it is and you know what it is. You are entasked. Please, please do us all proud. Go fight for Mother Gambia. Go stand for yourself. Go stand for all of us, and come here victorious with even a bigger and a better celebration beyond this. That's what we are asking you. On behalf of everyone associated with this event, and to all the partners who made this event a success, and all the partners who are behind the national team and the NCC, and of course the Federation, we thank you enormously. We're grateful, we remain grateful, and we shall be. To this, we're asking everyone, wherever you are and whatever you might be doing, look forward towards the national team and come and let's support. Let's make the Gambian national team even much better than what it is today as we move on. To everyone, on behalf of His Excellency, the Vice President, and the President himself who is out of town, I want to thank you on behalf of the NCC and the Minister and the entire team.
Well, that's the MC of the ceremony. I mean, that marks the end of the presentation of the battle flag by the Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow to the team captain Omar Colley here at the State House in Banjul. Like I said, it's been a quite exciting event. You have heard statements from the President of the Gambia Football Federation, Lamin Kaba Bajo, of course the Minister of Youth and Sports, Bakari Y. Baji, the Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow. I mean, the coach himself, Tom Saintfiet, Omar Colley, team captain, have all delivered statements here. I mean, reassuring and then expressing their confidence in the squad. So it's quite interesting. And then we will just move on and try to speak to some of the officials here. I mean, the team is getting out tomorrow, like I said. I mean, so many senior government officials here, including the Secretary to Cabinet, Alun Jai, and other members of the cabinet who are all here to witness this.
Updates there coming from State House. Our colleague Aliou Cisse. Earlier on, we had the Vice President speaking about how good football has been, and then the last time the Gambia qualified to the Africa Cup of Nations, then the President was there, handed them the flag, and this time it was the turn of the Vice President because the President is not in the country, and quite a momentous ceremony there at the State House. The captain, Omar Colley, has spoken, but one of the biggest quotes there as they spoke, Amadou Tamba, joining me in the studio, is the coach, the smiling coach of Africa, Tom Saintfiet. Exciting. He said he's been looking forward to being the coach of the Gambia since the year 2000. So that's a long time ago, more than 20 years ago. And eventually he became the coach, and eventually he created history.
Oh yes, he has worked in so many countries in Africa, and as we heard from him, he has been doing everything possible to coach the Gambia for a long time. It didn't happen, and the Kaba-led executive came. He did his best to apply and contact them through emails and stuff, and at the end he became the lucky guy to be given the job in 2018. And after that, history kept coming, and he wrote history in the past, and we expect that he will write history in Ivory Coast come January the 15th, and games after that. But I think he has been using this phrase for a while, and I think he have every right to say that. Yes, Gambia is the smiling coach, and he's the smiling coach. Why is he the smiling coach? Because he is able to get results, and he's someone who is very much off with history and records. That is why
he always uses that, statistics.
Yes, absolutely.
That's why he tells you the ranking of the opponents every time.
He always uses that, and statistics-wise, I think he made mention of about 60 to more than 60% of the team that played in the last AFCON. I think it's only 10 changes. 10 players were lucky to be part of the team from the team that played in Cameroon, and it's a good group, a very vibrant set of players, and let's hope for the best. And also, I think Tom is a coach who is not forgetting what is happening around the team. It's not the head coach. Whenever there's a problem, everybody tend to pin the blame on the head coach. But whenever there is success, there are people who absolutely does a lot of work behind the scene, and they're not seen. But it's good that the coach is coming out to acknowledge that. He acknowledged the support of the staff, the support of the federation, the support of the government, the support of the Gambian people, and most notably, the support of the team manager, who he said it's the best team manager that he has worked with, because Ousmane Chodrame is absolutely a very vibrant young man who is always ready to make sure things work very well for the national team. All we see is the end product, the finished product, but this guy always have sleepless nights to ensure that things work well for the national team, and everything works well for the national team. So Tom has every right, and he's absolutely right to say Cho is the best team manager that he has worked with. He has seen his work. That is why he has a lot of faith in him. So Gajaga, in a nutshell, I think we are now good to go. Everything is done at the State House. The team will leave very soon to their hotel, and the training exhibition was like 4 p.m. but I think it's going to go to 5 or 6 o'clock because
yeah, no doubt they're behind schedule.
Yes, they're definitely behind schedule. But at the end of the day, let's hope that they get to the stadium, because as we speak, a lot of fans are at the stadium waiting, and we hope that they will see this team train. And yeah, the finishing touches is almost there. Now everything is in place. The battle flag has been handed to the captain. Now set for tomorrow to leave for Abidjan en route to Yamoussoukro, get set for the game against Senegal on Monday.
Everything set for the Scorpions, the national team, as far as the state is concerned. They bid farewell to the national team at the State House. The Vice President, Mohamed B. Jallow, was there to hand over the battle flag to the captain, Omar Colley, as you have seen there in the pictures. Quite a beautiful occasion there. And the captain, in honor, says, you know what, we're ready for this battle, and we will go and represent this country with honor. We will do our utmost best to get at least a respectable performance in the competition, despite being in a very, very difficult group. Amadou, just as we are trying to wrap up, but at the Independence Stadium, yes, exhibition game, yes, kind of a free obsession, but people want to see their players. Amadou, some years ago, this would be maybe around 2007 or so, myself, I went to the stadium just as a normal supporter. When I see the Gambian players, Jato Cisse at the time, Idrissa Sonko, Ibu Silla, just before a competitive game like AFCON qualifier, they came out of the tunnel, heading onto the pitch. Oh my God, the atmosphere is really electric when it comes to the Scorpions, the national team. That's a team photo there, as you're seeing in your pictures, of the national team with the president, that's the vice president, the JFF president, also Lamin Kababajo, some other officials, the coach, and also officials, the ministries, different ministers as well, who are part of that team photo, which is very beautiful. So immediately this is going to go on social media. It will be widely circulated. For me, I'm definitely in love with their outfit. The Haftan, a traditional dress for Gambians. And if this is the way they're going to dress getting into Cote d'Ivoire, it's going to be quite nice. Because before we used to see tracksuits and, you know, in suit and tie and the likes, but putting on the Haftan, Amadou, seems very nice.
Yeah, absolutely very nice, because last time they were in this situation or at this place, they were in suit. This time around they change, and absolutely, as you said, the outfits are very, very beautiful. And this is more or less, I would say, a traditional thing in the Gambia. Because Haftan looks very, very nice, and I know the players love it. The players absolutely love it, and they're looking very, very good in it. And yeah, jetting down in Abidjan with such an outfit absolutely tells people where we are coming from, and that we love it. And the smiles of a team coming from the smiling coast, absolutely, it's beautiful.
For me, there is nothing that's worth the national team. Yes, we may all have our European teams that we support, football clubs. I've been a Man United fan since 1997. But Amadou, the national team, we played against Guinea, AFCON qualifier 2007, at the Independence Stadium. Guinea, back then in 2006 AFCON, they were one of the best teams. Pascal Fenduno, Kaba Jawara, Jambobo Balde, all those players were part of the Guinea team. As soon as they arrived at the stadium, but just even before that, the stadium was full to capacity 12 midday. Can you imagine? When they opened the gates were open at 10 a.m. But other people, before they find their way into the stadium, it took another 2-3 hours whilst they are with their tickets. Any door of the stadium, any gate that you go to get entrance is almost like chaos. People were in their thousands. That shows the love that people attach to the national team. For me, national team football is bigger than club football any day, any time. That's why when they say, oh, okay, the Champions League, the European Champions League is the most beautiful football competition, yes, in terms of the quality of players that play there is more rewarding than the World Cup. And I said no. For me, national team is number one.
Yes, you are right. It's absolutely uncomparable, national team and club football, because the national team, there is always that sense of pride. There is always that sense of patriotism. There is always that sense of ownership because it belongs to you. And whosoever is proud of your country won't dare fail to support your national team, because wherever the team is playing, the national anthem of the country will be played, and of course the players will sing along. And also it will be mentioned anywhere. Once you're a Gambian, you hear Gambia, the Gambian name or the country of the name of your country mentioned anywhere in the world, you should be very proud. And always you feel that sense of connection, that this belongs to me, it doesn't belong to anybody. And no matter what, I see no reason why anyone should fail to support your country. You remember those days when things were very difficult. Us as journalists, whenever the national team will be like playing, they'll be like, dem len you do ratilen. Well, it's Gambia. So people tend to deviate from taking ownership of the national team because they believe results are not coming or so, or whether there is difficulties when it comes to matches that the team play, or they don't have that sense of hope that this team can bring results or so. But hey, it's the national team, and Gambia is just a small country that we are related in one way or the other. If you don't know Yankuba Minte, you might have known Musa Barrow or so, or somebody somewhere who knows Yankuba Minte knows someone somewhere. So it's like we are related, and we have to take ownership of the national team. And these players are players that we know. Some of them have been our friends, some of them have been our colleagues, some of them have been our classmates or schoolmates. So it's like we know each other. And we have to take ownership. We have to support them. One will support Liverpool, Bayern or so. They never know that you are in existence. They don't know that you are supporting them. But this is a national team. It's your country. So everyone should be proud. Whether the result is coming or not, everyone has to stick around and support the national team. So that is why it's absolutely very important. And as you said, watching the likes of Jato and others
Amadou, we will jump to
it's
Aliou
so emotional.
again. Yes, most definitely. We will jump to Aliou Cisse. Aliou, you're joining us again on the line. You're with the CEO of the Q Group, Mr. Mohamed Jah. Aliou, take us through and talk to him.
Thank you very much, Gajaga. Like you said, I mean, we're still at the State House, and I'm here with the chairman of the Q Group, Mohamed Jah. Like I said, I mean, QCell are the official GSM partner for this year's AFCON. And like I said yesterday, you heard from both the chairman and the officials of the NCC that they want to, take this partnership forward, not just for this AFCON, but for future engagement. Chairman, you've just witnessed the farewell ceremony for the Gallant Scorpions. I mean, how do you feel today? I mean, having heard from this captain and the coach.
I feel proud as a Gambian. I feel very happy, and I think if I was asked by Allah when I was born what country I want to be, I will be Gambian. I feel that happy today. I'm really proud to be a Gambian. I'm proud to associate myself with this very important tournament. I would like to take the opportunity to thank His Excellency President Barrow and the Vice President who represented him in handing over our flag, to the captain of the the national football team. I'm really happy today. I've seen a lot of nationalism today, and we are proud of our gallant team, and we wish them, all the best, and I'm sure that with the support, behind the whole country behind them, they will come victorious.
You've had the Vice President advising them to be good ambassadors, out there. As someone who many people look up to you, your company is coming in big time sponsoring, the Scorpions. What advice do you have for the Scorpions as they say get out tomorrow?
Well, very simple. Let them just believe in themselves. I think for them to reach this level out of over 50 countries in Africa, for us to be part of that tournament, and repeating ourselves again. This is not the first time we're going to the African Cup of Nations. This is the second time. And the first time we broke all the, the targets given to us. I think you've heard from the captain, he's saying that he's going to even break the record again. So I just want them to believe in themselves and also to know that the whole country is behind them. The whole country is behind them, and that is why today we had the symbolic transfer of the flag, from the commander-in-chief, who is the president, to the captain of the national team. So this is a big honor, it's a big task also, and I'm sure they are up to the task, So really, I have nothing but to just encourage them and to tell them that we are praying for them, and we'll give them all the moral, financial support, the spiritual support, all we'll give it to them. And I'm sure, as I said, Aliou, we'll have victory.
si lu gàtta rek fekk nga li nga ne ma nekk tàggatoo ak Scorpions si gannaaw bi nga déggee ñëpp lu ñu wax amin ban yëg-yëg nga am tey ak ban advice nga amal ndaw yi ak Gambians képp ko xam ne di nga nekk di seetaan Scorpions.
Well, yëg-yëg bu ma am tey dafa neex Aliou, dafa neex torop. Tey dama yëg na really su nekkoon ne dama bëggoon Gambie bëgga naa ko léegi 10 folds. Waaw, yëg-yëg boobu laa am tey ma ne sax su ma doon judduwaat yàlla di ma laaj ban dëkk nga bëgg a nekk nationalité dama ne Gambia because of lu ma feel tey maa ngi feel ne really the whole country is galvanized. Dëkk bi yëpp ñu ngi behind the Scorpions tey suñ mënee jël si national flag nu mu diisee commander in chief di Adama Barrow nga xam ne moom mooy the president of the republic, delegate vice president mu mun a hand over that flag, that national flag to the captain. Loolu symbole boobu dafa rëy dafa rëy te captain bi tamit jël ko si honor après mu promise ñu ne ñoom dinañ break sax the record they had last time. Foog naa ñun ñëpp dañu war a kontaan, ñun ñëpp dañu war a gërëm boy si support leen parce que ñun duñ dëkk bu mag, dëkk bu ndaw lañ. Gambia is one of the smallest countries, dëkk yu gën a ndaw Africa la te Africa yëpp a doon compete pour lii ñu Gambia bokk si loolu dafa nekk ndam pour dëkk bi yëpp. turi Gambia mu ngi fu mu nekk nii for the next 2 months aduna bi yëpp ay wax Gambia. Waaw, parce que ñu ngi play loo xam ne is international tournament yoo xam ne you will have millions of people, ay millions yi nit all over the world dañoo toog di ko seetaan. Xam nga loolu lu nekk la jar Aliou. So moo tax tey ma ne tey nu ma kontaanee sax géej naa koo kontaanee really I'm proud to be a Gambian.
kontaante la waaye dafa xal na daw yaram tam. yaa ngi mel ni koy dem combat di représenter dëkk ñu ngi laa jox flag bi.
Waaw, bu ñu leen di jox nag flag bi really man dafa daw suma yaram. Waaw, gis nga sax Aliou su nekkoon caméra baa ma jam di nga gis ne ba sega. Waaw, parce que loolu rëy la commander in chief president of the republic jël flag ne la tey jébal naa ko loolu sas bu rëy la. Waaw, te duñ jébal nit flag te óolu wuñ la. Waaw, soo gisee mu jébal leen ko parce que daf leen óolu xam nañ ne dinañ ko saama, xam nañ ne dinañ yóbbu Gambian name bi to the highest level. Dégg nga président Kaba Bajo du wax ak ministre bi, dégg ngeen lu ñu wax nañ ne ñoom the next will be the World Cup. Waaw, te ñun at the Q group level yow xam nga ne loolu mooy luñ musa dream di ko musa feel ne ñun war nañ faa mën a dem mooy World Cup bi.
te pare ngeen pour gunge gaay daal.
te pare nañoo gunge gaay ba World Cup. Waaw, ñun ci suñu bos concept moo wane lii rek ne ñun luñ góom ne ñun Gambia dañ war a supportante si loo xam ne dëkk baa ngi see duga te mu nekk loo xam ne dafa ni support. Yow gis nga Aliou ñu ngi si kawam ñu ngi si jànga bi, ñu ngi si health service bi, ñu ngi si youth development te loolu taxut waa ñu dara lu ñoo def si ndaamo yu ñoo fay tax. We are one of the most compliant tax.
salary moom musta dilee de.
Waaw, salary musta dilee waaye tax bi tam Yankuba ak Essa Diallo soo leen koolee dinañ la wax ne sa boss musta dilee tax. Balaa maa sign suma salary dama de sign tax check bi. So loolu meaning ne really tax bi dafa important because dëkk bi is tax based economy.
tey naa ngi jël awards every year.
Waaw, loolu tax ñu ko jël te dinañ continuer di ko jël parce que dañ bugg a gën a góorgóorlu si tax bi
ba pare tamit not only loolu rek waaye xale yi employment bi fu mu nekk gis nga ni groupe bi ñun we are the biggest employer ñu ñoo employ si ay xale benn compagnie defu ko so ñun lu nekk daal bëgg nañ cee gis suñu bos concept bi soo waxee ne ñun lii suñu bos la ñëpp dañ si war a gis seen boppa waaw moo tax ñun definitely kontaan nañ trop am nga si lu xew nii te ñu ngi jëriñ Gambien si yëpp si trust buñ am si ñun ba pare may leen di wax rek ne nañ continuer di jàppale Q group bi whether it's QCell whether it's Ajib Bank whether it's Quantum Net whether it's Q Money whether it's mobile money whether it's Q City Q Radio Q TV am si QCell yëpp yu ñu am dama bëgg a dëkk bi ñu gën ñoo jàppale si ñaan si seen loxo ak yooyu yëpp ndax nga xam ne every year dinañ def lu gën a bëri lu ñoo def nii foog naa ne just few hours ago Aïssatou Dia nga xam ne moom mooy head of the Q Group Foundation mu ngi doon jox 10 scholarships si university scholarships si ñu ko win this year ministre Claudia mu ngi fa waa Claudia Cole mu ngi fa moo ate noonu te yow tam gis nga ne this year dañ decide sax bu ko 10 lañ daan joxe ne next year 20 la ñoo joxe dañ ko double waaw so loolu mënuñ koo def te Gambien si jàppale wuñ ñu so moo tax may ñaax Gambien si ne ñu jàppale lu ñu jox rek bëri si loolu dinañ ko delloowaat si askan bi te tamit am nañ a very good collaboration sign nañ di contract with GRTS waaw xam nga boobu dafa important si lii waaw AFCON bi was different it's a separate contract waaye GRTS bi ndax nit ñi mun a seetaan match si yëpp loolu dafa important tey suñ nekkoon dañ sign ak NCC sign ñoo GRTS o GRTS mënu koo wane COP bi dina dem ba jeex kenn du gis match si.
waaw xam naa ñu bari nañ laajte waaw Chairman Jah mu ngi sign ak GRTS te am na QTV lu ko waral xam naa ñu bari nañu ko di laajte question waaye yëpp pour bu rek Gambian si mën a
leeral rek ne national television si ñoom lañ dee jox di rights pour ñu mun a broadcast match si yëpp waaye ñun gisee wuñ seen boppa ne we are competing with GRTS déedéet ñun dañ gisee GRTS ne ñun ñoom benn liggéey lañ am parce que liggéey bi yëpp moo yóbbu dëkk bi kanam so GRTS loolu mooy seen motif ñun tam loolu seen motif moo tax saay na ñoom it's normal ñun yàgg nañ di collaborer ak GRTS yow xam nga loolu Aliou depuis buñ starté in fact sax ñun news bi GRTS dañ ñu jox Essa Diallo pour mu dimbale ñu develop news item GRTS la jógee woon bu mu defee liggéeyam ba égal ko fu mu ko égal dafa delluwaat GRTS so ñun we are partners in development te du Gambie lu ma wax mooy ne the cake is big ku nekk mun na see am waalaam waaw dëkk bi dafa ndaw te ñun ñëpp a bokka koo wax rek mun naa bokka naa yow si deret wala ma bokka yow si koñ wala ma bokka yow si xarit ak loolu ñun ñëpp a bokka dëkk bu ndaw la we are very small so luñ mun a def mooy ñëw together boole sin doole yóbbu sin dëkk si kanam.
waaye mbaa di nga nekk si exhibition match bi kay tey stadium bi.
of course maa ngi nii gis nga xaftaan bi nii xam nga duma ko mën a sol de
da ngaa daal suma boss am saka
maa dem sol suma jaasi den ma demoon suma famille not man rek de suma famille yëpp dama ànd ak ñoom ñu dem support boys si because tey dañ leen bëgg a jox all the moral support te maa ngi ñaanta dëkk bi na football field bi fees tey dañ bëgg a gis stadium fees te maa ngi wax ni ñi ne stadium bi ñu ngi ko defaraat ba mu rafet ku ko bëgg a gis na dem tey mu gis lu Gambia government def mu gis boys yi.
waaw yéen a ko dégg daal si chairman of the Q group mu ngi oo ñëpp ngeen ñëw si stadium bi tey daal right now boys yi dem nañ xam naa ne du yàgg rek gars yi dañ nekk si stadium bi so jërëjëf chairman Jah di la gërëm ci ni nga nangoo pour wax ak ñun that's the chairman of the Q group well Gajaga and Arms that's all we have for you from the State House here in Banjul back to you in the studio on Kairaba Avenue.
Thank you very much, Aliou Cisse. Talking there to the chairman of the Q group. Well, it's been hours and hours as we set the scene to keep company of the Gambia national team as they bid farewell. Tomorrow they will be going to Cote d'Ivoire. Well, to be precise, they will be in Yamoussoukro for their group matches. And just a little later, they will be at the stadium to do an exhibition match amongst themselves, and the public will be there, fans of football. If you want to see the national team, you want to get that feel-good factor of seeing the players in person, go to the stadium. Make your way there right now. We want the stadium to be full. Well, on that note, it's been myself and my colleague Amadou Tamba. Thank you very much for watching this special broadcast. Until we come your way again, keep monitoring our programs, keep watching us. Interesting programs on QTV. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Hello, Gambians. I'm sure you are all aware that our gallant Scorpions have qualified to the AFCON this year, and they will be on their way soon. They need all the support from us, both financial, moral, spiritual, everything. Let's work together and get the cup here in Gambia. QCell is the official GSM partner for AFCON. We are proud to be the official GSM partner. We want to wish our gallant Scorpions good luck in all their matches. We hope we will celebrate together when they bring the cup to Gambia. We pray that God guides and protects them and give them victory.
Assalamu alaikum Gambia. Ñun waa QCell ñu ngi ñaanal suñu Scorpions yi pour ñu yàlla may leen ndam si AFCON bi ñoo dem ni Abidjan. Ñu ngi leen di support all the way. Go Scorpions, go Scorpions, go Scorpions.